Good morning, lovely peeps. Has everyone enjoyed that extra hour in bed today? I certainly did. Did wake up ridiculously early, according to my clock, but yeah, then went back to sleep and then woke up and was like, whoops, I'm going to be late. But I am not late. I am slightly early, 5 minutes early. I have my hot chocolate. I have an email to say that I've gone live, so that's good. Tristan's here. Hello. I have giant dark milk buttons. I've been having a horrible time with this. Yeah, like truly bleh. So I have been mainlining chocolate, and it's quite surprising I've not put on loads of weight, to be honest, but never mind. Pain clinic appointment tomorrow, so fingers crossed. I get my acupuncture dates, and I'm going to go, whilst I'm at the hospital, I'm going to go to the maxillofacial unit and try and book an appointment to see the surgeon in person, because trying to get through on their appointment line is nigh on impossible. So, yes. Elena's here. Hello, lovely Shanklin and Peeps. Hello. Nimue here. Hello, everyone. Hi, Nimue. Your parcel arrived, Nimue. Thank you. I got my little paw instead of cute. And these are so adorable. Little monstera leaf key rings. They are very, very cute. I'm not going to use them as a key ring though, because they would get battered in the bottom of my bag. So I'm going to hang them up somewhere in here as decoration. But thank you very much. And Mum loves the wool, and I love the wool too. And I was actually rubbing it against my arm because it's 100% wool, and I was like, oh, it doesn't feel like it's itchy. I'm going to wait till she's knitted it up and try it on. But I'm quite convinced that I think I want some too. So yeah. Maverick 60, hello from very wet Kent. Hello. It's slightly grey and dismal outside, but it's not wet. It was raining this morning though. Justin UK is here. Hello. Amy's here. Good morning. Caroline says good morning from very soggy Guildford. Good morning. Catherine says good morning. You look lovely today. Love that blue. Thank you. This is one of my favourite outfits. This was actually, I'm going to forget the name of the person that gave it to me. This was a present from Belgium, and I got a metre of this cotton jersey, and it is just glorious. And it goes really, really well with my turquoise outfit, my turquoise jogging bottoms and this cardigan. I was talking to Mum about this cardigan. I was saying to her, could we maybe like turn this edge under and sew it down? Because I really don't like the high square neckline. And Mum was saying, no, not really. And I'm now wondering, maybe could we make it into a jumper? Would it actually fit over my boobs if it was a jumper with a line down the front? And sew that together, because I might wear it more as a jumper. I bought some more of this colour wool for Mum to knit me something. I'm going to ask her for a different pattern. I think if I ask for the same pattern just with a rounded neckline, she might actually kill me. Yes. Jane says morning all. Good morning. Chris says good evening. Sean and Peeps from Adelaide. Good evening. And oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. Hot chocolate. Hot chocolate. That velvetizer is seriously one of the best things I've ever bought. I'm so happy. And we'd run out of milk the other day, so Mum let me use, because Mum makes her own kefir, and we have to get unhomogenized full fat milk for that, and she let me use a little bit of that one, and oh my goodness, the difference. So Dad, actually, bless him, because they're being very kind to me at the moment, because I am a grumpy bugger. I am being a really grumpy bugger because of this. And Dad very kindly bought me chocolate and the full fat milk because he's just being kind and lovely. And yeah, it's that painful at the moment. I'm actually struggling to eat. I can't open my mouth. I'm waking up when my painkillers wear off. So yeah, good job. My appointment's tomorrow. We'll see. We shall see. And fun times as well. My NHS dentist emailed me to say, sorry, we're no longer accepting NHS patients. And there isn't another one on the island. So yeah, fun. I mean, the cost of like going to the dentist, even as an NHS dentist, it was expensive, and having to go to a private is just out of my price range massively, which sucks. So fun times, fun times. Sorry to start this hangout on a bit of a downer. So Felicia says, hi everyone from Camden, New South Wales. Hello. Oh, so Felicia, you commented on the Facing Your Facing post the other day, and I just wanted to show you what it looked like on the inside of the garment. So that's what a facing edge looks like. So it's just 1/4 of an inch of the seam allowance under there. It's really nice. It's a really, really nice finish. I really like it, especially for these lightweight fabrics. And I actually did do it as well on my shirt. I love this shirt. And again, it looks really, really nice. Like, I love bias binding, don't get me wrong, but it does add a lot of bulk. And this Facing Your Facing is a nice way of finishing it. Really like how this has turned out. It is still, it's form fitting over my hips, even with all of that kick there. It is very form fitting over my hips. But the shirts that I'm making from this pattern were always intended to be worn tucked into things. I'm never going to wear those shirts not tucked in. So yeah, that's the last piece of my 5 pieces from one pattern back here that I said I was going to sew today, and I'm thinking I actually want to play in my bullet journals, although I'm probably going to end up just chatting to you. Nimue says, yay, the postal service did a quick job. The yarn is 100% merino, so that could help with the itchiness, and the colours looked wonderful. Sadly, my mum doesn't like that kind of knitting. Aww. Excuse me. I would think you could probably, because I think you make those leaves individually. I mean, I've never crocheted, so I'm just like, I would think you could just crochet the leaves and then sew them together rather than actually having to knit them. Because that's what I think Mum has said with that pattern, is that that's how it works. She was expecting it to be a bit red, and it's very pink. And she keeps trying to tell me that it's red, and it's like, no, Mum, it's hot pink. So I have a feeling that I might end up with this one, and she goes back and she gets a red one. But yeah, we shall see. We shall see. Linda's here. Hey, morning Peeps from sunny Cheshire. I did get that right, didn't I, Linda? I think I got that right. Lindrum, I think, yeah. Amy says, a gorgeous colour. Yes. Susan says, good evening, Sian and Peeps, also from Adelaide. Good evening. Good evening. Natalie says, I'm so sorry you're not feeling well. Pain is so taxing physically and mentally. Yes, and like I say, Mum and Dad are bearing the brunt of it. They really are, bless them. I am very grumpy at the moment. Does my face look swollen on this side? I think it does a little bit. I'm having real issues with this one. Does it? Or is that just my imagination? Yeah. Yeah, I'm being very grumpy at the moment, and I'm trying to not be. And I mean, to be fair, I don't socialise with Mum and Dad very much. I spend most of my time down here or in my bedroom. At the moment, I've definitely become a recluse, like a total hermit. The only time I leave the house is to go and get my eyelashes done and for food. So, yeah, if you, for the Patreon peeps, you'll know, like, there's been a couple of dating disaster stories recently. Well, the stalker guy kind of popped back up on YouTube again with a kind of like, oh, glad to see the YouTube channel still going strong. And would love to meet up for a drink again at some point if you're up for it. It's like, no. No. So yeah. Sue says, ooh, gorgeous shirt. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. I am really pleased with that. So Felicia says, we'll have to watch later. Hope you feel better, Sean. Watched your video released today and love that facing hack. Oh, cool. Cool. Thank you. Daydream Believer says, you did, Linda, I did get it right. Thank you, Linda. Tell me about it. Just had to pay £1,800, £1,800. No NHS dentist in my area. Paid it my national insurance all my working life, and now having to pay for a dentist makes me cross. Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, the email was just like, oh, yeah, none of our dentists want to do NHS patients, but we're happy to have you as a private patient. It's like, no. Kathleen says, good morning from Illinois. Glad you started a bit later, so I am up to watch. Good morning. Well, technically, I am. It's still 11 a.m. here. We've had our clocks go back, so I've had an extra hour in bed, which is delightful. Yes. Elena says, chatting with us is a very good option. Yes. Crockett TP. I want to say Priscilla. Did I get that right? Morning, everyone. Good morning. Sue says, it does, Sean. I'm guessing it does look a bit swollen. Bree says, hello, everyone, and Grumpy Sean. Hello. Sue says, hot water bottle on that side may help. Yeah, actually, Nimaway, the kitty that you sent me with the little rice bag in it. I got it right, Priscilla. Yay. Sorry. It's like squirrel. The little rice bag that you sent me for the kitty, when it first started, which I think was on a Tuesday this week, I was heating that up and just holding that against my face, and I did that for about 4 or 5 hours, and yeah, it was I don't know if it helped because it was still pain, but it was like a change of sensation, so it was like, like, yeah. I'm actually going to ask for some sleeping pills tomorrow. Not a lot, but I would just like a couple of nights of uninterrupted sleep. That would be really nice because it will help with my my grumpy levels as well. Because I'm not a nice person to be around when I'm grumpy, and I am grumpy at the moment, and it's not fair on mum and dad. It really isn't. So yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Sue says, hot water. I've read that one, haven't I? Sue, sorry. So Felicia says, I watched your video on how you did it. Love the cow neck shirt you wore, and I think I have that pattern. You inspired me to level up. Bought the lanai bra pattern today. Cool. Cool. Yeah, no, actually it was Carol from New York that told me about the face thing trick, and that she got from Threads magazine, I believe. And it honestly is a genius trick for lightweight fabrics. It looks so nice on the inside and very little bulk. Conchetta says, good morning. Good morning. Nimue says, pain sucks. Hopefully tomorrow goes well. Thank you. Bree says, parcel is flying its way to you. That'll cheer you up. Oh, Bree, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's gonna, which collection should it go in with? Should it go in with like leaves, or do I need a new one? Oh, and look, sneaky peek of November's plans. Although I still have my cardamom, myosotis, Sorrento, and waistcoat to do. I'm hoping to get the shirt done and the waistcoat done today and tomorrow, and that way November will be the 5-piece collection, the 3 geeky jumpers, and my Anna dress and the waistcoat, because the waistcoat's made of the same denim as the skirt. That would be really nice. Although then the 5-piece from one collection video, it's going to be a good video. I've got a I don't know if I told you, but a company called Teddy Blake sent me a handbag to review as well, and it's gorgeous. And I'm going to feature that in the 5 pieces from one pattern video, because it goes really well. So I'm going to wear my tan suede boots and tan belt, and then the tan suede bag that they sent me. So yeah, Yeah. Linda says, yes, your face does look swollen. Constant pain can lead to depression. Don't ignore the warning signs. No, I am, yeah, very aware of that and very, very on top of that because of what's been happening over the last couple of years. It's one of the reasons I am so reluctant to try the nortriptyline, because the amitriptyline worsened my depression to a scary level, and I don't want to do that to myself again. And given that, like, there's 1 in 10,000 people have that side effect, I'm a bit worried that whilst it's a different drug, it's the same family, and I'm worried that I'm going to be in that 1 in 10,000 that has the same side effect with that one as well, which is what I'm going to tell the pain clinic tomorrow. Mum's coming with me tomorrow, as sort of like moral support and backup, which is good. So yeah. Julie says, hi all peeps. Hello. So Felicia says, I had a bad pain day too. They suck. They do indeed. I feel, yeah, they suck. Sue says, I think dentists are pulling a fast one. They've been given extra funding. Oh, yeah. 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 Julie says, good day to you, Sean. Thank you. Julie says, we also had daylight savings today. The extra hour in bed is nice. Moran says, hello from Israel. I'm just crocheting a little before going to work alongside with you. Nice. Nimue says, so glad the heating pad is helpful. Yes, although the little cats come down off of the shelf and Shiana is not impressed. She just keeps looking at it. She's like, what is that thing? It's cat shaped. So I keep showing it to her and she's like, nope. Oh gosh, I showed her my a banana clip to keep my hair back because she likes playing with it, and I was doing the thing that I usually do and it slipped out of my fingers and hit her in the face, and now she's terrified of it. I don't blame her, but I was just like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. But now every time I get it out, she's like, nope, and like screeches over to the other side of the room, like, oh dear, poor little kitty. So Colette says, morning everyone, so sorry to hear you're in pain, Sean. Hope you feel better soon. Thank you. Kathleen says, well, in your defense, nobody is nice to be around when they're grumpy. Last Monday was the day for me, dealing with IRS nonsense. Oh yeah. Carol says, good morning, signed on at the right time. You did indeed, Carol. I was just talking about you and your fantastic face-to-facing recommendation. I don't know if you just signed on, you haven't seen, but it's so neat. It is so neat. I love this finish. Thank you so much for recommending it to me. I would never have even thought of doing that if you hadn't have recommended it to me. So thank you. Thank you. Nimue says, my mum is suffering on 2 fronts. Dad is grumpy with pain. I have to hide away while I'm earning my participation trophy for the worldwide panini. Yeah, oh, joy. I'm not having it all that bad, but I've been too exhausted to sew all week. You poor thing. Yeah. For me, it was one of those things where it's just like, okay, like the first 3 days sucked. It was the flu. It was like serious flu. And it was just like not doing anything. And then after that, I didn't feel too bad. It was like a mild head cold. And I was just like, yeah, this is fine. But then the minute you tried to do anything, I was just exhausted. Like even trying to do like the washing up or something, it was just like, and now I'm done. So yeah, no, I feel for you in a way. So Felicia says, I'll have to catch up later. Couldn't sleep well last night either. It's catching up. Night peeps. I hope you get some more sleep, Felicia. Elena says to Nimue, oh no, get well soon. It's sending lots of healing vibes through the universe. Yes. Julie says, can't remember if you have ever talked about it, but have you tried acupuncture for the pain? I am waiting for acupuncture. Julie, the pain clinic basically prescribed me a bunch of drugs and said, have you thought about acupuncture? Would you be interested in that? And I was like, yes, please. I want to try everything possible external before I put myself onto medication that I'm going to be on for the rest of my life. And that was back in May, June, I think. And tomorrow is my follow-up appointment. and I'm still waiting for my acupuncture appointment. The NHS will only pay for 6 of them, and I want to try it on the NHS because, you know, obviously everyone's cost of living has dramatically increased at the moment, and yeah, I mean that's why I tried the chiropractor. And like a bunch of you guys had said, oh, you know, try the chiropractor because like it could be this, that, or the, you know, like the way you sit could like have misaligned something down here, which misaligns everything up there. I did 2 chiropractor appointments, and he said everything was I was really, really well aligned. He could see that my jaw kind of went that way when I opened my mouth, but it was minor, and it was an interesting experience. But it was expensive, and there wasn't relief like immediately. And it just got to the point where it was like, I would rather pay for something else than this. So yeah, tomorrow I'm going to be chasing up my acupuncture appointments that they promised me. And Mum has also found somebody that does specific head and facial massage. So I'm going to try that. Going back to the maxillofacial surgery unit tomorrow to book an appointment in person because I cannot get through on the phone. I have tried, and I'm going to book an appointment to see the surgeon to get him to give me Botox in the masseter muscle, because apparently that can really help with TMJ and the headaches and pain. When I last saw him back in January, was it January or February? It was January, because January. He basically said, well, we can do Botox, but I don't recommend it because it's a patch and it's something you'll have to have the rest of your life if it works. But they both then went on to say, but we don't know what's wrong with you, so we can't fix you, so we're just going to discharge you as a patient. He was like, I'll see you again within the year if you want me to. And I was just like, okay. And I went away and thought about it and looked and researched, and the downside of Botox is that it isn't a cure, but they don't know what's wrong. They can't work out why my jaws move. They can't work out why I'm in pain. They can't work out what the problem is to fix it. So I'll take the patch. I think I've said this a couple of times. But the pain clinic want me to have that appointment made by the maxillofacial surgeon. So I've got to get an appointment with him again. Thankfully, I only have to have an appointment with him. I don't need the orthodontist there at the same time. So trying to corral 2 of them together at the same time doesn't actually have to happen. So yeah, we'll see. Fingers crossed. We shall see. But yeah, I'm waiting for my acupuncture appointments, Julie. And I think I've told you guys this before. I am terrified of needles, like terrified of needles. And I know they're tiny. It's just the penetrating of the skin. I know I'll barely feel it. I know all those. I know logically all of those things. It's an irrational fear. But I am like literally whatever is going to. I'm trying everything. Whatever will work, I will try everything. And if the NHS will give me 6 acupuncture appointments, I shall take them. And then if they work, I shall pay for them myself afterwards. So yeah. Carol says, you are welcome. I'm always happy to share. Thank you very much, Carol. Thank you. It was like one of my favorite techniques that I have learned. And that's one of the lovely things about the internet is the sharing of knowledge. So thank you. Diana says, hello, how are you today? I'm sewing the Palmero dress from Itch to Stitch. Beautiful book. Ooh, nice. Nimue says to Elena, thank you. It's slowly getting better. Coughing never helps with exhaustion. No. Rotten Ralph says, morning peeps. I'm late. I'm just in time for acupuncture. So Felicia says, don't forget to like Peeps. Oh yes, there's 102 of us and 25 likes. Please do like. It really does help. Julie says, didn't you feel better for a while? I had 3 weeks pain-free after I had my wisdom teeth taken out, and I wasn't pain-free. I was in pain from having the wisdom teeth taken out, but it was a different type of pain. So the brain has pain gates in it, and your brain will make you deal with the most immediate pain that there is. And at the time, it was obviously having 3.5 teeth ripped out, with giant gaping holes in the back of my mouth. So my brain was dealing with the pain from that. So the constant pain that I'm in was not being registered. So it felt like it had gone. It felt like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like this has worked. It's the wisdom teeth that were always the problem. And when the wisdom teeth healed up and the pain from them went away and all the swelling went down, then the TMJ was just like, aha, see, I'm still here. So yeah, I had about 3 weeks pain-free last year when I had my wisdom teeth taken out, which was just after we moved in, wasn't it? So about March time, I think, February, end of February, March, I think. Maybe it was earlier than that. But yeah, 3 weeks of a different type of pain was interesting. Right, Ralph says, I have a master's in traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture. Get the Botox. Acupuncture can help with pain. Yeah, I'm like I say, I'm literally throwing everything at this now. It's been 6 years that this has been going on for. So yeah, Nue says to Elena, true. I'd go to my dance classes and let my trainer torture me though. Much more fun. Chris says, Sean, if it's not too rude to ask, how did this pain begin? Like I said, about 6 years ago, if you go back in the Waffles, not that I'm saying you should, but if you go back in the Waffles, I talk about it, but I started realizing that I couldn't bite sellotape anymore because my teeth used to meet perfectly, and I used to be able to bite things, and they don't now. They really don't meet anymore. And I noticed I couldn't bite sellotape, and I'm terrified of the dentist, like absolutely terrified of the dentist, and had been putting off going for a long time. But the pain was getting to the point where the pain was getting worse than the fear. And I was just like, I have to go and see them and have something done about this because this is ridiculous. And my wisdom teeth had just started to fully come through. Like my wisdom teeth came through really late, and they were all at different, like they were coming through like this and then like that, and they were cutting my cheeks. And like I'd gotten to the point where it's just like the pain is worse than the fear. So I went to the dentist, explained how terrified I was. They were amazing. Found an NHS dentist, which was amazing. Actually, it's just around the corner from where we are now. And went and had to have 5 fillings, and then one of my wisdom teeth had cracked, so they wanted to remove that, and they did it under sedation, again all NHS. And the surgeon that had come to remove my wisdom tooth was just like, I was explaining the pain, and he was like, it sounds like it's a TMJ issue. What is that? And then that's when they referred me to the hospital, to the maxillofacial unit. And I've had CT scans, MRIs, x-rays, and dental molds made. I have a bite guard for sleeping with. They tried all these different things. The orthodontist was thinking that because I had gum disease, that maybe my teeth had moved because my gums had got weak, and that's why everything had moved. And so the orthodontist was going to put a whole bunch of braces on, but I needed to get the gum disease under control first. So that took 9 months, and that was all during lockdown as well. So dentist appointments were more expensive then because you had to pay for sanitization of rooms and stuff. And it all culminated in February this year when I went back to the maxillofacial surgeon and the dentist, and they were like, what do you want? What is your outcome? What do you want from this? And I was like, I would like to not be in pain. I'm in pain every day. It ranges from sort of like, my baseline is about a 3. Like it's always there. It's always there. It's never not there. And it goes up. I have days where it goes up to a 6. I'm currently living at a 6, and I have been since Tuesday. And I've had pyelonephritis before, when which is my level of like that was a 9 on the pain scale that they give you. So like that is my, I've never broken a bone, I've never had a kid. Like my level of judging pain is from that kidney disease that I had, and they gave me morphine for that, and I was in hospital for 3 days with that one. So that's my base for my pain scale. So yeah, constant pain every single day, which is, as everybody knows, very, very wearing. And I appreciate, like, pain is pain, and this, you know, as I say, I have not experienced levels of pain any higher than what I've just described. So, like, I know other people's threes, my 3 is going to be other people's like, that's a 0, what are you talking about? And my 6 is going to be other people's like, that's a total like 2, like I live with that every day. And so yeah, so had counseling as well, tried a bunch of drugs, had a really bad reaction to one of them, like the worst reaction you can have. I'm still here though, so you know. And was getting through being in pain by appointment to appointment. Like I was like, okay, so I'd go and they'd be like, right, we need to do this, this, and this. So I'd go away and I'd do this, this, and this, and I'd be like, right, 6 more months, and then I've got this thing. And I went to my appointment earlier this year, and the beginning of this year sucked ass. I went to my appointment at the beginning of this year, and they were like, what do you want out of this? I was like, I don't want to be in pain anymore. And they were like, right, well, we can't do anything. We have absolutely no idea why your jaw's moving. But if we operate to put your jaw back where it should be, then we could create more problems than you already have. And so, sorry, you asked if it was rude to ask why I'm in pain, and now I won't shut up about it. Chris, sorry. But yeah, and I'd got the gum disease under control, and the orthodontist was just like, it's not worth doing the braces. And I was just like, but like I struggle to eat. I can't eat. I can't eat like I used to. And it was like, I want my bite back. I want to not be in pain anymore. I want my mouth back to how it used to be, like, you know. And if ever this is an advert for going to the dentist regularly, so I literally broke down crying in the office. They were like, well, there's Botox, but we don't want to do that because it's just a patch, blah, 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 you know. And then it was just like, well, that's the only thing that you've even mentioned that could possibly get rid of the pain. And you're telling me, he's like, well, it'll hollow out your face. It'll change your face shape, because it can be done as a cosmetic procedure to kind of like hollow this area out. And apparently this muscle is one of the strongest working muscles in the human body, and I can feel that this one's bigger than this one at the moment. This area is definitely swollen. And I literally sat there and sobbed. There was the two surgeons and the nurse in there, and I was sobbing. I was like, look, you know, you can't not do something, like something. And they're like, nope, we'll refer you to the pain clinic. And they'd referred me to the pain clinic before, but they wouldn't take me as a patient, because the pain clinic is not about fixing the problem, it's about helping you deal with the problem. And I was going through the process of trying to fix the problem when they referred me to it before. So they referred me to the pain clinic again. I went back in May, and they basically said, like, here's a bunch of drugs. And it's like, yeah, but I've tried this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. None of them did anything to the pain. These 3 made me a groggy mess that couldn't work, and I have to work. And then this one, I had one of the severest side effects to it that you can get. So, you know, and they were like, well, try this one instead. And it's like, yeah, but it's the same family of drugs, and I really don't want to be on medication for the rest of my life if I can avoid it. They were like, how about acupuncture? I was like, yes, literally, I'm willing to try anything. And I've been waiting since that appointment for my acupuncture appointments. I said to them, do I need to do anything? They said no. And so, like I say, tomorrow is my follow-up appointment. I am taking my mum with me. I'm not letting them dismiss me as a patient just because I won't go down the drug route yet. But yeah. that's this in a nutshell. Yeah. So sorry for like 34 minutes of me waffling about how much pain I'm in. Anyway, Mim says, hi everybody, hope everybody is well. And hello, Sean, how are you? I'm all right. Thank you, Mim. Thank you. Olivia says, good morning, everyone, from a very chilly Iowa. 50 degrees, 10 degrees centigrade. Brrr, that is cold. Jenna Pin says, morning, peeps. I'm standing doing a huge pile of ironing this morning. All me maids. Hope I can get through as I've got a torn calf muscle and haven't stood up this long for a while. Oof, ouch, ouch. You definitely need to reward yourself with some sitting after that. Elena says to Nimue, that's true. I also prefer torture by my gym trainer. Kathy says, good morning, Sean and Peeps from Chile, Pennsylvania. Good morning. Mim says, I'm so sorry that you're in pain. I know that doesn't help, but I'm in pain for 6 years now because of multiple sclerosis. I'm sending you lots of hugs. Oh, I feel you. I feel you. Many hugs for you. Gentle hugs. Rotten Rouse says, in terms of pain, do everything. Julie says, I'm going to go back to work now. I'll see you all soon. Thank you for joining us. Carol says, the only time acupuncture hurts is when it's really something that needs to be released. But for me, it's short, quick feeling. Don't stop if it hurts. Now, I'm going to power through. I'm going to power through. Amy says, I know many have given advice, but have you had an ergonomics person come to your house and assess how your body mechanics interact with your sewing workspace? Here in the States, they are physical therapists. I haven't, but I was thinking that, like I said, that's why I kind of went to the chiropractor, because it was like, you know, if anything really is misaligned. And he said, no, everything, like my spine, like, you know, everything was really good. My hips were really good. And given how I sit and things like that, yeah, I was quite surprised by that. So I haven't, though, no. Mum's got one of those properly amazing ergonomic chairs, but it got all smooshed down when she moved it from Saudi over here. So like maybe we should get somebody come in and like fix her chair for her so it's perfect again, and then maybe have a look and see what I can get done. Rotten Ralph says to Mim, I have MS2. I'm on the treatment cycle right now and can't sleep or take anything but gabapentin at the moment. That's one of the ones that they want me to try. And I did try it before and it didn't do anything for the pain. It just made me very groggy, but I took it for about 5 days. And they did say I should try it for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So, Olivia says, my husband's jaw went out of alignment. Lucky for him, he didn't have the pain. Oh, yeah. It's really weird, though. It's like, there was the not being able to bite sellotape, and then like eating a sandwich. I can't bite through a sandwich anymore. Like cucumber, I can't bite through the whole way through a slice of cucumber. So I bite into a sandwich, pull away, and like I'd end up with half the sandwich hanging out of my mouth. Like trying to eat a burger, I can't do that anymore. Burgers are soft. Like I can't bite through food anymore. It's weird. It's so weird. Because like, you know, having like, so like having eaten a certain way since I was 5, so for like 35 years, and then suddenly having to learn how I eat, like re-eat, it was weird. Teresa says, sorry you're not feeling well and in pain. I do hope acupuncture appointment works for you. Thank you, Teresa. Yes. Sorry, I do try not to whine about it too often. I do try to just like, you know, power through and carry on. Yeah. This, like I say, since Tuesday, this has been particularly fluffing awful. So I'm being a bit grumpy at the moment. Julie says, do you use your armbands? Do you mean the little bracelets that I bought to kind of like indicate pain levels? I stopped using them because they were kind of a reminder to me of how much pain I was in. They were helpful to Mum and Mum only. And Mum's kind of like a good judge of my levels of like stuff at the moment. So yeah. Silver Fox is here. Evening all. Good evening. Rotten Rouse says pain is subjective. Don't let anyone tell you that your pain scale is incorrect. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like I said earlier, my pain scale is based on my previous experiences, and pyelonephritis was no joke. Like I say, I was on morphine for like 2 days with that stuff, and I still remember it fondly. Morphine was amazing. I can understand why you're not allowed to have morphine regularly, because oh my god, that stuff was amazing. It was, I think what was amazing was being in pain for, and that amount of like it built up to the point where I was writhing on the floor, which is why Dad took me to A&E. But yeah, it was when Mum and Dad were moving down to the Isle of Wight, actually. So it was 1999. But yeah, took me into A&E, and so the house was being packed up. So all I had was a little silk nightie, like a little, I think it was probably polyester satin, to be fair, but it was a silky like nightie, and everything else was packed because Mum was already on the island, and the moving people were coming in a day or two, and like I'm literally writhing in pain on the floor. So I ended up having to borrow a pair of my dad's jogging bottoms. So I've got this nightie, like a cardigan on, and then the jogging bottoms over the top, and they're wheeling me into the hospital in a wheelchair. And just, yeah, I was yeah, oh gosh, they put an IV in my arm, and I hate needles. My dad had to hold me down for that. And then they were like, right, we're going to give you some morphine. And I'm like, and they're like, no, we can't put it in your arm because it'll send you to sleep. And we need you awake to answer some more questions. We need to do some more tests. Fine. So they had to put it in my thigh. Ouch. But the relief, oh my God. I think like that's why I remember it. It's just being in like so much pain. So much pain. Like the worst pain I've ever experienced in my entire life to that point, and still. And I'm saying it's a 9 because I'm thinking breaking a bone would be worse, but I suppose that's my 10 really. But being in so much pain to like 4 minutes later just being like floating on a little cloud and being in this wheelchair in this ridiculous outfit, just being like, you're fabulous. Like high as a kite. But everybody who'd been testing me, like all these different blood tests and like physical palpitations and stuff that they do, because at some point they thought it was an appendicitis. So they were like, so there's a test for appendicitis, and 3 separate people did this appendicitis test. It was unnecessary. And if you know what that is, then you'll know why I'm not describing it any more detail than that. But yeah, from going like all these people were like prodding and poking me and just being horrible to me, and then having this morphine and just being like, wow, and getting wheeled into the x-ray room, and this poor radiographer, which was my sister-in-law's job, so I was telling her this story the other day. I was like, I wouldn't lie still. She's like, you need to stay still. I was like, nope, everybody else has hurt me. Every single time anyone's done anything, they've hurt me. This is gonna hurt. She's like, it's an x-ray, it's not gonna hurt. And I'm writhing around and I won't lie still because I'm high as a kite at this point. And she's like, please, you need to lie still because we need to just x-ray you, and I promise you it won't hurt. And I'm like, but everybody else has been giving me pain. She's like, let me lie still. Managed to take the x-ray. It was fine. And then yeah, they worked out what it was, that it wasn't an appendicitis. And I'd been nil by mouth for a long time by then, and visiting hours were over, but my dad refused to leave. And so they put me on the urology ward with like 6 other beds in this urology ward. And all these other people were nil by mouth because they were having operations the next day. And Dad walks in with a bucket of KFC. He's like, she hasn't eaten all day. She needs food. So there's all these poor people who are just like, oh my gosh, it smells amazing. And he bought the largest bucket that they do. I think I ate like a piece and a half of chicken, and then we gave the rest to the nursing staff that were looking after us all. And it was 10 o'clock at night, and they're like, visiting hours were over hours ago. And he's like, I don't care. She's not eaten. Like, I'm going to see my daughter. I will look after her. So yeah. That was my my pain scale reference. Sorry, again, like a long a long-winded explanation of my my level of pains there on Ralph. Carol says, I'm with you on this year sucking. Yeah, this beginning of this year was awful. Yeah. Olivia says, this has been a horrible year. Don't blame you for not wanting to be on drugs. Yeah. Silver Fox says, gentle hugs, chronic pain is really hard. Yeah. This has been a definite eye-opener. Ashley says, hello, Sean and Peeps. Hello. Rotten Ralph says, I have to think of medication for my pain as it's food, water, and oxygen because it's necessary for me to live anything resembling living. yeah, I'm not at that point. So I am incredibly lucky in that sense. And yes, and again, many gentle hugs. Olivia says, I have fibromyalgia and can definitely say daily physical pain is so draining physically and emotionally. Yes. Yes. Carol says, good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late in joining. Had a lazy morning. That's perfectly okay. And when the clocks go back, you're allowed to have a lazy day. Jenna Pym says, if you can't have a moan to your friends, when can you? It does everyone good now and again. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much for listening to me whine about this. Like I say, I try not to do it too often, but clearly I'm just on one today. Sue says, it helps to talk. It does indeed. It does indeed. The more I look at my face, actually, the more I can see it is swollen on this side. Rockmell says, my father-in-law had a major car accident and had to get his jaw rebuilt. He needs a pain pill to chew at all. He only eats soft food. Oh, gosh, wow. Olivia says, you're not whining. We're your community. Thank you. Diana says, okay, now I'm frustrated. I made bias binding for the neckline for the first time ever. Just tried to pin it on and it's way too long. What do I do? When I say bias binding on, I don't pin it. I just sew. I just start sewing, and then like I work from mine off of a roll, so I don't try and measure it out because it does stretch as you sew. So I would pin it on, sew it on, maybe baste it if you're unsure. But yeah. Carol says, good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late. Joining had a lazy morning. That's totally fine, Carol. Linda says, sorry, I know it's hard to keep reading suggestions, but have you tried Voltarol? When I've been having dentist treatments, the only thing that helped was applying it. Ooh, no, I haven't. I haven't tried that. I will give it a go. And like I say, at this point, I am throwing everything against the wall and seeing what sticks. As he says, hope acupuncture helps. Living with pain really sucks. Yes. Yes, it does. Rockmouth says to Diana, the neckline or the binding? Diana says the binding. Elena says, don't apologise for talking about your feelings. As you always say to us, this is a safe space and you need to release those feelings sometimes. This is very true. And I do appreciate that you guys listen to me. So thank you. Ashley says, yes, agree with Elena. Sal's here. G'day, Sean and Peeps. Sorry for being late. That's fine, Sal. No worries at all. Rotten says, pin it on and trim it, leaving a seam allowance enough to fold under. Yes. Christine says, hi everyone, my hubby was recommended a course of acupuncture via his private physio. It was for tennis elbow. Only needed one session, then he was pain-free and could pick up things again. Ooh, interesting. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm terrified of needles, so I'm equally parts like, but I just, like I say, I want to try everything. Maggie's here. Acupuncture works for me and my husband. If the first doctor does not help, try another. I shall, thank you. Diane says, thank you to Rotten Ralph. Rotten Ralph says, chronic pain is never a quick fix, even with acupuncture. Yeah. I mean, I'm not expecting miracles. Once they told me that there's no cure, there's no like, if we do this, then it will be fixed. Like, this is what happened and this is how we fix it. Once they told me that there is none of that, it's just like, now it's just management. And yeah, management's fine. And again, if I need to have drugs, then I will take them. But just previous experience of the ones that they tried to get me to try again was just so terrible that I was just really worried about it. Yeah. Mim says, I'm sorry to hear that, Rotten Ralph. Sending you also lots of hugs and strength. Elena says, your parents are amazing. They are indeed. Rotten Ralph says, thanks to Mim, you too. Mim says, thank you. Nerve pains are the worst. Oh. Diana says, me too. This has been the worst year of my life. My daughter was brutally taken from us. Yes. I'm so sorry, Diana. Natalie says, when my sister was on morphine, she kept telling her husband how hot the doctor was while the doctor was there. It was pretty funny. Yeah. Yeah. The morphine, like, oh dear. I was just I was a pain, but it was just a relief. Like I say, this was in 1999 and I still remember that feeling to this day. So yeah, I can understand why it's so addictive. Christine says, so sorry to Diana. Maggie says, I pay for my acupuncture. I'm off all other drugs and treatments. Big savings there. Nice. Sue says, acupuncture helped me. I had post-nasal drip for nearly 2 years, 5-week course, and it stopped. Oh, cool. Sue says, went to Chinese acupuncture and it doesn't hurt. Hide and Silk says to Mim73, I have chronic nerve pain from cervical spine instability and gabapentin has really helped. Maybe I ought to try it again. We'll see. Let's see. Let's, like I say, throw everything at the wall. Drugs are the last option. But it would be nice to function slightly more normally. As Lee says, my fear of needles is a bit weird, only for drawing blood and serums, but not shots. I faint almost every time. Oh, interesting. Mine is just complete, like any type of needle, just no. No. Sal says, the two worst pain I've felt, both self-inflicted, battery acid in the eye and biting a ghost chili pepper. I don't even want to know about either of them, Sal, but oh my God, no. Just, Bree says, have you heard of EFT tapping therapy? Tapping can be used and works for some people with chronic pain. I haven't, and I will have a look into it. Yeah, like I say, Mum's found somebody that she wants me to go and see, so I'm going to try that. Yeah. At the moment, my therapy is and hot chocolate. Oh dear. But never mind. Resuke says Wingwave also works with that. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Did anyone see the little pencil? Sorry, like my phone's just beeped at me. Did anyone see the pencil sharpener that I put on the Peeps group earlier? I need it. That is amazing. Like, awesome. Renske says there's an app you can download. I shall have a look. Thank you. Diana says wine helps too. I have stopped drinking alcohols. I had a couple of glasses at the dressmaker's ball, but I have found that my mental health at the moment is not helped by the alcohols, which is quite sad because I do miss it. But yeah, no. Mim says to Hide and Silk, I can eat gabapentin like a lot when I'm in pain. Sometimes it works, sometimes not, but good to hear it helps you. Elena says, yes, needles are the worst, pins included. They've been attacking me the whole week. Yeah, I was sewing on, what was I sewing? What was I sewing? Buttons. I was sewing something. But my I need a thimble because my I've got like a hole in my finger from where I pushed the needle through, and I was using a really sharp needle. It's like ow. Elena says, oh, I read that one. Catherine says, I love your treatment. This is good. I'm gonna have one, in fact, but this I can't open my mouth as much as I usually do, and I can't chew on this side. So I'm gonna suck my button. Bree says there's an excellent app for tapping therapy. Cool. Ron Rouse says that's adorable, isn't it? I mean, I have a perfectly good and very, 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 I mean, it's not perfectly good. It's an amazing pencil sharpener, but I need that lizard. Sue says I'd be sharpening every pencil in the house. Yep. And he'd have the little frill the whole time. I wouldn't take it away from him. Mim says to Diana, cremant helps as well. So Andy says, hello lovely, I finally made a live. You did, and Andy has just started her YouTube channel, so you need to go and follow Andy. So Andy Sews, and yay, it was awesome. And don't worry, I say just as much as you do. I just edit mine out. There's always like lots of jump cuts in mine, and it's just because it's like I've edited all the ums out. Yes, Andy has started her YouTube channel. Yay. Ooh, I need to pick a date for the you've reminded me, Andy, because I need to pick a date for the next Gold Hawk Road meetup, which will be February. And the reason Andy's reminded me of that, because Andy actually flew. She got on an aeroplane to fly up to London to come to one of the Gold Hawk Road meetups. And I still have my parrot fabric that you got me in my bag making stash, waiting to be turned into a bag. I can't see it. That's quilting. Bags. I think it's in there. I think it's in there. But yeah. I'm thinking if I give you guys enough notice, then maybe a few of you could come. And I was thinking, I know it won't be great for everybody, but I'm thinking midweek because it will be less busy. So, Hide and Silk says to Mim, I find that I need to change my meds periodically as they seem to be less effective after a while. Olivia says I take 1,200 milligrams of gabapentin daily for my fibromyalgia. Sal says, I will spare you the details then, but the funny thing is that my eye survived unaffected from the acid burn, not the stress from divorce, making divorce worse than battery acid, lol. Yeah, I can't cope with stuff like that, Sal. It's making my skin crawl already. Natalie says I can't drink alcohol at all anymore. Immediately triggers a migraine. Yeah, it's just not good for my little brain. My little brain is being fairly self-destructive at the moment, and the alcohols was not helping. So I stopped. Sue says, "Lol, sorry, that sounded so wrong, Sean." Sue had said she was sharpening every pencil in the house. That's fine. V. Demore says, I woke up at 10 an hour ago from my back and I'm at a 5 now, just waiting it out. Mornings are hard at this time of year. Mim says to Hide and Silk, I only take gabapentin when I'm in pain. Olivia says, gabapentin makes me feel like I'm leaning to the side. I've been on it for 10 years. It made me really groggy. It made me really kind of like, the pain was still there, but I couldn't do anything else either. Like I just couldn't do anything. It was weird. So Andy So says, oh, bless you, sweetheart. Oh, it was lovely to see you on the screen. You did so good. You did so good. Nimue says, the danger with these sharpeners is that soon will be nothing left of your pets. Yeah, I've sharpened everything. And it would just be like, yeah. Rotten Ralph says, I take 900 milligrams of gabapentin for my multiple sclerosis pain. I don't know what it's like to not be in pain. Oh, I'm sorry. Hopefully this is kind of like nice for everyone to be able to talk about it rather than bringing up. Yeah, sorry to have done that. Sue says, ooh, we'll go check you out, Andy. Yes. Everyone go subscribe. Diana says, I love these lives. Thank you for creating this community, Sean. I have a whole community in my sewing room with me. Oh, thank you, Diana. That's so lovely. Linda says, suck my button. Can't stop laughing. Might be my new way of telling folks to go away. Oh, dear. Sue says to Linda as well. So Annie says, I still have the Dolce Ask one. Still have the Dolce one that we both bought. I'd love to come again. Flights are back on. I need to pick a date, don't I? I need to pick a date in February. Need to pick a date. February. Should we do like a Friday or a Monday? Because that way, if anybody wanted to come for like a long weekend, they could. What do you think? I'm thinking like the 24th or the 27th. Mim says, want to go to the Gold Hawk Road as well, and then want to spend a lot of money. Nice. Ooh, Miriam, I was thinking, you know the Hoffman fabric that I have that you absolutely adore? I think you put up on the Peeps group recently that you'd bought one that was similar because you couldn't find any of the Hoffman one, and I really, really like that one. And I like mine as well, but I was thinking, do you want to do a swap? Because I know it was a present from the very lovely Michelle, and I do really, really like it, but I know you love it. And I was thinking if we did a swap, then I would still have a present from Michelle. But then also, like, you would have something that you really, really, really liked as well. Because I love it, but I don't love it as much as you do, I don't think. You have to let me know. Susan says, I watched Andy this evening. Keep up the good work. Yes. Olivia says, what's the name of the new channel? It's So Andy Sews. Olivia, right underneath your comment is So Andy Sews, and it's S-O, new word Andy with an I-E, and then sews at the end. Dolce & Gabbana style one. Do you know what, Andy? I can't remember which one we bought because it was that long ago. We'll have to see if we can talk Rachel into coming down as well. Sue says, no, it was the button comment that sounded wrong. Suck my button, sorry. Rotten Ralph says, I've been up since 2:45 this morning. Oh, you poor thing. Olivia says, I agree, the pain is still there. Rotten Ralph says, this is a beautiful thing. Ashley says, same with alcohol and migraines. I've only had 1 or 2 beers or a glass of wine these past years. Yeah, I miss beer. I do miss beer. And I miss the red wine that I like, my magic wine, Jam Shed. Oh my gosh, that stuff was gorgeous. But yeah, it's not good for the mental health. Sal says, I've not drunk alcohol in almost 3 years due to my highly addictive personality, thus avoiding the possibility of addiction to it. This is very sensible. Silver Fox says, gabapentin did the same thing to me too. Did nothing for the pain and made me feel like an utter zombie. Still dealing with nerve pain after 2 years of emergency surgery. Oh, you poor thing. Caroline says, I'm booking the time as soon as you choose. I like the Fridays. Box 3D says, hello, peeps. Hello. Mim says, yeah, swap. Yeah, I think that would be nice. I think Michelle would be all right with that because it would still be a special fabric to me. But I think that's an okay. I probably should have asked Michelle privately before saying it out loud, shouldn't I? But I think that's an all right thing because it's a lovely fabric. It is a really, really lovely fabric, but I know you absolutely adore it. So yeah, doing a swap might be a good idea. Andy says, I'll post you a pic. Thank you, Andy. Because little sieve brain. Little sieve brain. Mim says, yeah, and do you want my fabric? I bought instead and posted on the Peeps group. We'll have to have a chat, Miriam. We'll have to have a chat and see. We'll have to have a chat. Vox says, I broke my phone this morning, first world problems, but I had to take pictures for today's pattern testing thing. Oh no. So Hall said, Sue says, oops, I've sewn up the pocket into a flat felled seam. Don't worry, it happens to everyone. Nimura says, I may have found my not biting the dentist reward fabric. IKEA released an arts and crafts inspired duvet cover set and online. It looks perfect. We'll check it out in real life once I'm safe out and about again. Ooh, nice. Sue says it's only a 12, thankfully. Oh, that's good. Rotten Ralph says the conversation regarding lives in pain is our lives in pain is a beautiful thing. Thank you, Rotten Ralph. Sal says tomorrow is Halloween, thus thinking of dressing up as Dracula for work. Sounds reasonable. Excuse me. Mim says you're doing a good thing because you're making someone very happy. Cute. As he says, I wish I could fly out without needing to have a visa. Oh well, maybe when I'm doing my PhD. Lol. I would imagine that we will be doing fabric meetups for a very, very long time to come. It's not just going to be next year, so there will be many. There will be many. Olivia says, I just subscribed to her channel. Yay! Hide and Silk says, Rotten Ralph, we never know what is going on in people's lives and what they were dealing with. Yes. Bree says, I've subscribed to So Andy Sews. We'll watch the video later. Awesome. So Andy Sews says, thank you, lovely peeps. Mim says, okay, so what's the best way to get in contact? Do you have my phone number? Because I am a Patreon peep. No. Could you message me on Facebook? Would that be all right? Or the info@kittenishbehaviour.com email address, one or the other. Sue says, please click the like button. Olivia says, do any of you watch Myra Lorraine on YouTube? She's just announced she's leaving YouTube. I'm sad, but obviously something she needs to do. Oh no, I haven't seen that one yet. I love Myra. Oh, this is sad. Did you guys see Hales More Sewing has come back, has made a coat, but she was going to quit as well. So, Andy says, I look so very miserable in that picture, but I'm not. Oh, that fabric. Yes. Yes. See, I think of it as the Versace fabric. There it is. There it is. There it is. The Versace fabric. Yes. Mim says, we'll message you on Facebook and thank you. No worries, Mim. It makes sense. Nimue, I haven't forgotten about the rainbow kitties for you. I'm just being a bit pants about doing everything at the moment. Lick the like button. Rotten Ralph. Oh dear. Sue says, please click the like button. Yes, there's 136 of us and 51 likes. Sue is laughing. Bree says to Sue, or suck the button. Sue says that she's lolling at Bree. And Ralph says, lick the like button. Oh dear. Would you guys like a quick sneaky peek of next week's fabric haul? I don't think I'm going to get any sewing done today, you know. I'm struggling to concentrate. I took drugs at 9 o'clock. 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I've got an hour before I can take more drugs, and I'm beginning to notice that I need to take more drugs. Shall we fabric fondle? Everyone's like, yep. Olivia says, remember Hobbling Handmade? She just left YouTube. I hope she's doing well. Oh. Rotten Ralph says, haul. Andy says, absolutely. Bree says, of course. Assie says, yes. Rotten Ralph says, don't worry about sewing when you feel pants. Sue says, yes, yes, yes. Elena says, fabric fondling. Yes. November's, and this is probably going to be December's plans, because I do, like I said, I do still have this shirt, waistcoat, Sorrento jacket, forget me not cardamom to do. I did have much grander plans for November, but I've pared it down to 4 projects because I have those projects as well to get done. So I'm hoping I can get them all done, and then I'll start adding in the other things if I have time. If I have time. Caroline says, I finished the wedding dress. Amazing. Awesome. Nimue says, don't stress about it. I had to dig my sofa out under the fabric even after bringing an entire laundry basket into the basement. Catherine says, I love the term feeling pants. How appropriate. Yes. Jenna Pin says, tomorrow is the 9th anniversary of... That's hard. The 9th anniversary of me bringing Calpurnia home, and also my niece's 18th birthday. Am I a bad aunt for being more excited about my cat? No. No. And Nimue is saying, what to Caroline for finishing the wedding dress. Should we fabric fondle? Rock Mouse says, I don't actually know what feeling pants means, but attempt to relate. Feeling pants. Bit good. Just a bit It's not feeling awful. It's definitely not feeling your best. But pants is different in different parts of the world, isn't it? Like underpants. I don't know where that came from, to be fair. Actually thinking about the etymology. Well, it's not even the etymology, just the words are hard. The start of that, wow, words are hard. Thinking about the start of that sentence. Oh dear. Yeah. Caroline says to Nimue, the wedding is Thursday. Perfectly timed. Sue says, I bought some Christmas print scuba to make a Vogue dress I got out of the magazine, inspired by your 125 makes video, and just found some scuba I bought in summer, wearable toile. Nice. Hidden Silk says, subscribe to Andy. I am number 100. Yay. Rotten Mouse says, I assumed it was vernacular. Yeah. Sal says, I've only heard the term feeling pants from you UK tubers, as we don't use it here in Australia. No, you'd be feeling thongs. Sorry. Oh, I'm so funny. Anyway, says Caroline, sounds like plenty of time to me, but I have an unhealthy relationship with deadlines. Yeah, I was saying Big Bird's wedding dress the night before until 1 o'clock in the morning. Bree says origin, yes. Rotten Rouse says fabric fondling. So Andy So says, oh my goodness, I'm in double figures. You should be in triple figures now. Hide and Silk has got you to 100. Catherine says, feeling pants is even better in the US, kind of hidden meaning since pants here are trousers. Sucking Button sounds like a K-pop band name. Girl, stop making me laugh at her. It's... Andy says, yes, I can't count either. Stop making me giggle. It's actually very good for me. Thank you for making me giggle. Right. Okay. Should I turn it upside down so it can go back in the same order it came out? That'd probably be a better idea, wouldn't it? Caroline says to Nimue, me too. Last one, the bride put on weight, so the night before I had to remake the lace jacket. Oh, gosh. Christine says, bonjour, Sian and Peeps. How are we doing this morning? Cannot wait to go to work tomorrow in my Groot costume. I work part-time in a fabric store. What are we doing today? That is awesome. That is awesome. Sue says, I'm 102, Andy. Yay. Catherine says, what is the pink stuff you drink? It is Robinson's Summer Fruit Squash. And it is delicious. What Ralph says, laughing releases endorphins. It does indeed. It just hurts. Linda says, anyone watching The Devil's Hour on Prime? It's good, but absolutely no idea what's happening. Nope. Sal says, we just say simply feeling crappy, or the former is feeling worse than the first. Yeah. So I have a paid-for advertorial with Lily Silk coming up in November, which is really exciting. They worked with me back in January, and they asked to work with me again, and they have sent me the things. I did a little kind of like unboxing, but I didn't show you any of the things that came out of it. But I am planning my navy lookbook, because, you know, I did my mulberry lookbook. I'm planning a navy one, and it's going to be navy and tan. So I am going to be using this wool, which I have lots of. I've got a 1 meter cut and a 2.6 meter cut and a 2.5 meter cut here. Some of this I bought for myself. Some of this was a birthday present from James and Big Bird for my birthday last year. And I'm planning on doing a skirt, trousers, and a jacket out of this, possibly even the little baker boy cap as well. Although I've made 2 of those and they've both been abject failures. So the third time's a charm. I owe it to the Patreon peeps as a sew-along. But I have a waistcoat out of this already, which has got that stripe silk as the lining. And the Patreon peeps are voting at the moment for the skirt pattern I should use, and it is definitely one that Maggie sent me. Maggie's here. So Maggie, I'm going to be like, this is winning by a landslide. I'm going to be attempting this skirt with this fabric. This skirt is really interesting. Those are the pattern pieces. That is the waistline there. And that's the waistline. and it goes together, so you end up with like the bits going around. It's going to be interesting. It is indeed going to be interesting, because I have no idea how I'm going to finish the edges. I think I might need to bias bind them, which I can do, and I have a lot of the Savannah bias binding left, which looks really nice with this. Yeah, I think there's going to need to be a lot of bias binding on the inside of this skirt, and the lining made for it as well, just because of there's pivot points. There's a lot of pivot points on this thing. But the skirt has 3 instructions, so it's not like difficult. It's just, yeah, it's going to be interesting. And let's see, bust size for 34. So the waist is 26.5. So I'm probably going to need to add a little bit of room. Finished garment measurements: length of the cape, width at the lower edge of the skirt, finished length from natural length of skirt. So yeah, this one's going to be an interesting one. The Patreon peeps, because like I gave them a couple of options to vote on, and this was one that they picked. This is one that they've outstandingly picked. So this is going to be made next month for the navy lookbook, because it's going to look really nice with blue. And yeah, I will have enough left from all of these pieces to do my skirt, to do my trousers, and hopefully a jacket as well. Lady McElroy have a little bit of this left if I need any more, but hopefully I won't. I'm thinking I might even try and do the other waistcoat, although I was thinking of using this jacket pattern. So this is the waistcoat that I have made out of the raw silk that looks like the Hessian, and I really like it. The denim one that I've done is this one, but without the collar on it. And the waistcoat that I've made out of this is the McCaw's one that buttons up right to the top. But I was thinking that this is the jacket over the top would look quite nice, because the waistcoat would be seen. So I'm thinking of using this as a jacket, possibly. And then the sorrel trousers for the trouser pattern. So yeah, the Patreon peeps have voted on this one. It's going to be an interesting make. Thank you very much to Maggie for the pattern. Rotten Ralph says to Sal, in our house referred to feeling like hammered dog poop. Himself is a wordsmith on occasion. Rachel Lynn says, good morning all, good morning. As he says, just watch the video with the unboxing. That emerald colour, I know, right? That emerald is so pretty. And oh my gosh, seriously, the craftsmanship of that thing. It's French themed, and then they have created inch-wide bias binding that's ended up as 1/4 of an inch to finish off the edges where they've sewn the lace down. The craftsmanship on those is unbelievable. I think for the amount of work and effort that goes into them, the price point is really good, and it is made in China, but they pay their staff fair wages, because I checked before I was like, yes, I will talk about this company. But yeah, I'm so excited that they wanted to work with me again, and the things that they've sent me are absolutely beautiful, like really beautiful. So yeah. But then the Navy lookbook has influenced. It's coming out on the 18th of November, and it's influenced all the things that I'm going to be making this in November. And I've written it down. I've got it all written down. Because there's a few things I need to make, and then a few things that I need to fix. So this is the first thing that I need to make. And I don't think this is actually going to be a difficult make. It's just going to be getting it to fit me correctly. So I will be doing a muslin because this is £16 a metre wool suiting. We don't want to ruin that. But yeah, this is going to be the first one. None of you guys are going to watch the November fabric plans, are you? Because I'm just telling you it all now. This is fun though. Hugging the fabric. Where did I get to in the chat? Mim says, started to watch The Peripheral on Amazon and reminded me a little of Ready Player One. Ooh, interesting. I'll have to have a look. Sue says, does scuba shrink? I haven't found that it does. I do not tumble dry my scuba because I find that it bobbles immediately the minute that you do that. I wash my scuba dresses inside out and I line dry them. Gin and Pin says, you've inspired me to put my summer fabrics away and get my winter fabrics and patterns out later this afternoon. So I'll be joining you for some fabric fondling. Natalie says, well, I just finished sewing a stand collar and went to snip the threads, but have snipped into the stand fabric instead. No. Do you have enough to recut? Can you darn it? Oh no. Rock Ralph says it's a beautiful pattern. It is indeed. Karen says, good morning, Sian. Been watching while feeding my hungry furry overlords. Finally sitting down with a cup of coffee and wanted to send you a big virtual hug. Saying extra prayers that your acupuncture treatment gives you so much needed relief. Thank you very much, Karen. Rock Ralph says, Natalie, that is less than ideal. I don't have any suggestions, but that is no bueno. Yeah, no bueno. Now, Hide and Sook says, oh no, Natalie, I feel your pain. Gin and Pin says, oh, Natalie, how bad? Caroline says, of course we will watch. Sue says, yes, I watch everything. Thank you. Oh, you guys are so nice to me. Yes, so that's going to be project number one. As I say, I already have a waistcoat in this, so I'm going to be looking forward to having a skirt to match. And like the whole premise that I gave the Peeps for voting on was I wanted something to help me recreate let's see, where is it? There it is. Penny Heartbleed on Instagram. I absolutely love her style. This is all Emmy Designs of Sweden. Love that. So, oh, and then the other thing that I saw that I really liked. Yeah. Yeah. Go away. Go away. There we go. I saw this. Oh, it was Sian, which I'm sad about, but the actual look, that's why I didn't, I really like that look. And I'm thinking, actually, that jacket is really simple. I really like those shortest trousers as well. I do really like that look, although obviously I would not have my little tummy hanging out, but that is what I'm planning to do with this wool suiting. There is a lot here, like I say, there's about 6.5 meters here. I'm going to put this to the side for now. I'm going to go and get my patterns out that I'm going to be working with. There we go. Okay. So this is probably going to end up being a December project, although December is going to be Knitmas, as I think it was it you, Gin and Pins, that christened it Knitmas? And I got it really confused. So the Vogue 1669. Yeah, I love this. I love this a lot. What is the difference between A and B? Oh, A has a contrast collar. Mine's not going to have a contrast collar because you see the inside of the collar is a different colour. Mine is not going to have an contrast collar. I'm going to be sitting on fabric now. Ooh, I feel very high. This is really helping. I'm just getting distracted a lot, which is great. So I have this amazing cashmere wool blend coating from Lady McElroy. Oh, it is beautiful. Very beautiful. It's bottle green. I think I have 5 meters of it. I think that is what I need. Yes, we'll be able to squeeze it out. And then I got this lining, which apparently is Ted Baker. I got it from Fabwork Mills. It's a rayon blend lining. It has birdies on it. And I'm going to do flat piping in red, I think, around the edges, because I just like how flat piping looks. So yes, that is going to be my cut. And as I say, I want to make this in, this is probably going to end up being a December project. I have a deadline for the Lily Silk video, which is the 18th of November. It needs to go up on the 18th of November, and it needs to be pre-approved to make sure that they're happy with everything in it. And I have got the rest of the stuff that I'm sitting on to make for that video. So this is definitely going to be a later in the month project. I really want to make this one. Mum really wants to make the Craftsy Class coat, and I don't blame her. She wants a new coat, but she wants to do it at the same time as I do, and I want to do this one first, which is a bit mean of me. But yeah, this is my coat project for the year. I did make 2 coats when I did Coatmas. Like, I copied Angela Clayton. I kind of feel a bit bad about that. I don't know if she thought of that. I don't know if she ever saw it. I don't know if she thought of it as a good thing or not. But yeah, yeah. This is. Oh, actually, this is so thin. I'm wondering if I could, like, if I lined it, if I could make a skirt out of this as well. It's just so beautiful. But yeah, birdie coat. Lots of birdies, pretty birdies. So yeah, maybe late November, maybe December. December, I really want to get the coat done and then just work my way through as many of these knit projects as possible, because there is a lot of knit projects there. Actually, I might get my little basket of patterns out, because that's gotten a little bit carried away at the moment as well. Like, this is my basket of things that I wanted to do. There's a couple of coat patterns in there that need to go back. So these are like things that I was hoping to try and get done this year, but probably won't happen. The Fumater, the Narcisse, and this is one of the skirts that's up for the vote on Patreon at the moment. But as I say, that Halston skirt is definitely winning, so I'm going to put those back. And I also got out the Jenny overalls, because I was thinking about doing the trouser version of these. But again, they can go back for now. So I'll put these away. And it's not to say that the coats are never going to get made. They totally will. Just that basket is meant to be my, like, look through and pick things from the basket to make soon, kind of, if that makes sense. Words are hard. So let's put these back. These back there. Trousers. Okay. 1940s tea dress, the Nicola dress. These were all ones that I talked about earlier this year when I was doing my whole kind of like, what should I be making? And I picked out a bunch of patterns that you guys, that I was like, oh, I could do this or I could do that. And I do like the idea of a lot of these, but so these are some mini G trousers that I would like to make eventually. I really like this dress. I really want to make it, but it's not going to happen this year. Again, same with this one, same with that one, and that one, this one, and this one. Again, I really want to make them this year, but it's just not going to happen. I've already got like everything I want to make this year planned out. I haven't got time. So let's put these away. I will get to these. These will happen. Just not going to happen this year. And then I did the same with some vintage patterns, but I am going to keep these ones out because I do want to make all of these things. So that one should be fairly easy. There's the slip that Alex gave me, and that's the one that Anna sent me that I ended up buying my own copy of. And then this is the one that's on the bag that Candy sent me. And this, I think Rachel sent me this one as well. So I do want to make all of those. I'm going to keep those ones out. This is looking a lot less intimidating now. And then these are outstanding sew-alongs. So there's the Cape Disaster. I am still going to make that because I made 20 meters of buyer's binding for the damn thing. I'm going to make it, but I'm going to do it in a duck egg blue. It's supposed to be a Zimmerman copy. And they did it in brown, and they also did a duck egg blue one. So I'm going to do that one and just re-evaluate the size. This is the cap I was talking about. I've made 2 of these so far. They've both been abject failures. So I'm thinking back Brielle wool or maybe the corduroy, the old gold corduroy. And try that one again, 3rd time's a charm. And if it doesn't work, then I'm going to give up on it. This one, the very lovely Michelle sent me this one. I have actually made, I'm swearing at you, didn't mean to. I have actually made this, and I did a sew along for it, and I hated how it came out. I wore the dress to a masquerade evening at Lyle Coombe, and have since got rid of it because I made it in a polyester fabric. It was like £3 per meter chiffon, poly chiffon from Minerva, and it was fine, but it wasn't like, I didn't like it. There's a lot of alterations that need to happen to that one to make me want to wear it again. And then there's this one, which I actually really, really like. And the Patreon peeps have voted on a fabric for it, which I also really, really like. But I just never got around to it. And I need to do that. So they're the Patreon sew-alongs that are outstanding. I have a whole list of those. I'm writing them down so that I can tick them off as they go. I've got lots outstanding, but I'm getting there. I will work my way through them. I haven't forgotten. And like I say, there's the vintage ones. So that can go in there because we do want to do that. My skirt can go back in there. We can put this back over here. There we go. And then this one, I need to get the pattern out for this one. Okay, I have been threatening to make this one for a very long time. This has been on my Make 9, and I have just failed to get it done. It is this crepe fabric that I got from Fabric Godmother at the knitting and stitching show like 4 years ago now, 5 years ago. And I've got 2 lengths of it because I bought what they had left at the show, and then I bought another length of it. And I want to do this pattern with it, the Butterick 6380. I know and love this pattern. I'm going to put on giant sleeves and a full circle skirt. I've got 5 meters of this fabric. So that is what that one's going to be. And it goes really nicely with the tan. It also goes really nicely, obviously, with the navy. So that one is going to be that one. And it'll be nice to finally get that one made up because it has been in the to make pile for a very long time. Next, I will finally be doing the sew along for the Vogue 9076. Finally, I've been promising you. I've made, there'll be this. Words are hard. This will be the 3rd one that I've made this year. I did film an entire sew along for it, and I just didn't want to put that one out because it wasn't perfect. Hadn't worked all the kinks out yet. So yeah. Let's catch up with the chat because I'm a little bit behind. Karen says, also, your sweater is absolutely beautiful. Your mother is very talented. She is indeed. I love this one. I do wish it was rounded at the neckline because that's just my preference, but I do like it. I do like it. Sal says, Sian has this man green satin suit that I will be buying. Oh, please don't buy from Sian. Please don't buy from Sian. So Andy says, oh, that blue suit is lovely, isn't it? Isn't it nice? Caroline says, right back at you. This is much needed after the total pants week. The pond that got heroned on Tuesday and lost half the babies. Sir Dan was devastated. Oh no. Oh no. Andy says the cashmere fabric is stunning. So Colette says, the Vogue 1669, I have that coat pattern. I really want to try and make it this winter. I've just seen somebody on Instagram's making it up as well in a tan colour. It looks amazing. Rotten Ralph says, oh no, to Caroline. Mim says, oh, I love the Vogue coat pattern you picked. It's in my stash as well. So excited to see your end result. Redskay says, wow, gorgeous fabric. Thank you. Natalie says, I think the top stitching will go over it and act as darning, and I'll put a bit of fray check on it. Not enough fabric left to recut it, unfortunately. Such a silly accident. We've all been there, Natalie. We know it happens. Oh, my ear's been hurting as well. Like, I've been feeling my ear bones. Like, who feels their ear bones? Oh. Ow. Nimue says, love that green. Yeah, me too. Silver Fox in Tasmania says, cashmere blend is so lovely. Working with some currently and wanting more. Yeah, it could be. This is going to lead into dangerous things. Like there's some pure cashmere fabric on Truro Fabrics that I really want. I'm thinking a purple coat might be a good idea. Love all fabrics. Me too. Hide Silk says that cashmere. Redskay says, just finished the Adria coat from Fibre Mood in also a cashmere wool blend. Sue says, ooh, would like to see flat piping. Didn't have great success making piping. I am going to probably cheat and use bias binding pressed flat, to be honest. But I will show you how I do it. Jenna Pin says, I've recently come across Carla Rockmore doing shorts of outfits of the day. Not my style, but love the way she does them, and so envious of her closet. Can't remember if Knitmas was me. It was either you or Gig Racer. I always get your, because you both have both of your little icons come up as green G's as well. So in my head, you're interchangeable. If that, I don't mean that badly. I mean that that's meant to be a good thing. Silver Fox says, as much as I would love to watch more fabric fondling, I'm going to have to head to bed. Hoping things improve for you, Sian, and rest of the peeps. Thank you. Very nice to see you. Shada's here. Hello. Natalie says, if I was a rich New Yorker, I'd definitely dress like Carla Rockmore. Lol. She's a bit kooky and eccentric. Okay, I'm gonna need to find her. What are we looking on? What am I looking on? Oh, okay. Ooh. Okay. Interesting. Ooh, I like that look. I like that a lot. I would wear that. I would style it differently, but I would wear that. Interesting. Yeah, I need to pull my finger out and get my outfit of the day videos done. Elena says, what was the black flowery fabric on your table? It's so pretty. This one is actually navy. It's navy. These peensies. I think it's a viscose. I've had it for ages. Fabric Godmother. Do you know what? I think it's polyester because it didn't crease at all. But never mind. Never mind. Trying to be better about not buying polyester anymore, but I don't want to throw away things that I have already. It does look quite dark on there, but it's a navy, I promise. It is a navy. But I really liked the different colours in it, and it's got pansies on it, and I love pansies. Catherine says, greetings all. Hello. Karen says, there just aren't enough hours in the day to do everything I want to do, much less everything that I have to do. Yeah. Rotten Ralph says, I feel you. I feel my ear bones. It's annoying. Yeah, right? It's weird. You shouldn't be able to feel those. So Andy says, I can bring it to you, or you can come visit. True. Actually, do you know what? One of my New Year's resolutions for 2020 was to go to Truro Fabrics. And then 2020 happened. That will definitely be something to put on my list. It probably won't happen. I have a plan for next year, finances wise. I have some goals that I want to achieve, and I won't be achieving those until October. So I'm going to be the Goldhawk Road meetup and the dressmakers ball are things I'm going to do next year. But other than and I'm going to go and visit my brother in Kuala Lumpur in August. Maybe for 3 weeks if Mum and Dad will look after Chiana for that long. But they are my big they're my big thing behind like big things I want to do next year. So I do want to come to Truro Fabrics, but the fabric I want to buy is £50 a meter, so it's a £250 like fabric for me to get, which I will do, because I don't begrudge spending that much on fabric for a really good coat, and I'm going to have practiced a whole bunch of other coats, as we know, ahead of time. But yeah, I will come and visit Andy, because I've never been to Cornwall. I've been to Devon, but I never got as far as Cornwall. Catherine says, I got 6.5 meters of velvet to make the Vogue 8346 coat. Ooh, royal purple of cotton velvet. Nice. As he says, if you have talked about this in the past weeks, but I was wondering what you and the peeps think about the new releases of McCall's Butterick Vogue and the new line. Any new faves? I haven't really. There's some Vogue ones that I like. I haven't bought any patterns this year. I don't think. I think my last pattern haul was Black Friday, and I'm waiting for the Black Friday sale. I am waiting for the Black Friday sale, and I am going to treat myself to some patterns, and it is going to be over $75 worth of patterns, so I get the free international shipping from them. But the McCall's and Butterick, I've been a bit disappointed with them all. The Know Me patterns, there's 3 that I want that are on my list, and I love all of them, and I think it's a wonderful idea. Yeah, but I have been a little disappointed with McCall's, only because for the last couple of years McCall's has been really, really up my alley, and I've wanted all of them, and the last couple of ones that have come out I've been a bit like, eh. So yeah. But I am going to be splurging in the Black Friday sale. That is a planned expense, and I will be doing a video of that when it comes in. So yeah. Sue says, it was piping for PJs. Pattern suggested cord, type, or grosgrain. Could not find any YouTubes for grosgrain. I've never worked with grosgrain, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. But in a second, I'm going to show you a dress that I'm going to be putting piping into that I'm going to be making myself. Sal says, what is the correct version of the reason you're not wanting to not buy from Sian? And Elena says, even if it's polyester, you always line your dresses. This is true. Rotten Ralph says to Sal, completely unsustainable and stealing from artists. Yeah, there's an article that came out recently about just how bad Sian is in comparison to other fast fashion brands. And they're putting out something like 20,000 new pieces, as opposed to H&M, and you're putting out like 2,000 or 3,000. The factories that their workers work in are awful, and it's basically slave labor, and people are working 18-hour days and it just not getting paid enough money, and the pollution side of things. And yes, they steal ideas from independent and small businesses and just recreate them en masse badly. Just no, please don't buy from Shein. Please don't. Please. Nobody buy from Shein. And I some of the stuff that comes up, like I said, that was served to me on Instagram as an advert, that suit, the blue suit, and I loved how it looked. The minute I saw it was from Shein, it was like, nope. And I am lucky enough that I'm like, oh, but I can think that. And I know a lot of people can't, but they are terrible. Yeah, like really bad. Elena says, even if it's polyester, you always line your dresses. This is true, and I do have some navy here to line it with. Ashley says, also cheap labor. Yeah. Sue says, I will be going to Truro Fabrics again when we go next year. Love Cornwall. Natalie says, Shein is the worst type of fast fashion. Yes. So Andy says that would be amazing. Yeah, I shall definitely get you to come visit. Come show me around, Andy, for sure. For sure. As he says to Natalie, well said. Mim says, the Vogue 1908 pattern is also a new release, but almost the only one I liked. Bought it and then decided to use my bodice block and create my own, as I posted in the Peeps group. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to making my blocks in January. It's going to be fun. So, yes, the Vogue 9076. I have finally worked out what I want to do with it. I am going to be going back to this version, but I'm going to be taking out the little front doodad here, and I'm going to be sewing the bodice together because of the way that this gets finished, I think, and fully lining the bodice and putting in a side zipper, because I do like the side zipper on my other one. But I'm going to be doing it out of my super precious to me fruity rayon fabric. I love this fabric so much. Mum loved this fabric as well, to the point where she was like, ooh, I want that. And I was like, you can't have mine. So I went back to buy her some, and I went back to buy 5 meters because I was going to give her 3 and have another 2 for myself. And they had 1.5 meters left. So I bought that. Mum's made a shirt out of it. I got the scraps, and then I've got 3 meters here, which is just enough to do that dress. And I've also got this, which is a crinkle viscose from the fabric room. And I'm going to be making matching piping to go with this to highlight all of the seams. So around this bit here, I am going to put it around the waist. I'm going to put a little bit around the collar and a bit around the cuffs as well, because the last time I did it, I only put it around here and then across the back. And I'm going to highlight a few more pieces with it. I think I'm excited about this. I think it's going to be a really pretty dress. So that one, and that can go over there. Then I made this dress back in January. Batch sewing 3 navy dresses together is not the one. So I made this dress here back in January, and I love it. I do love it. I made it out of some really precious to me fabric that the very lovely Nancy had bought for me. Let me see, find a photo of it. Find some pictures of it. And I experimented with the sleeves. Not a great photo of me. I love the dress. I absolutely love the dress. The sleeves are stupid. The sleeves are utterly ridiculous. Like, I wanted to try them, and I'm glad that I did, but like the giant gaping holes in them, just no. So I am going to get the dress out. I am going to lay the 2 pattern pieces on top of each other and draft a singular pattern piece for it. I'm going to cut the sleeves out of this navy crinkle viscose, the same fabric as this one back here. So I'm going to cut the sleeves out of that, and I am going to retrofit those on the inside of the dress. And then I am going to tack down the openings of the sleeves to the navy lining so that there's still a peak of it, but you can't see the inside of the fabric. So I'm going to repair that dress. That's going to be in the navy lookbook. So that's planned for that one. And I'm going to make a video about that because it was just like, I love this. Why did I fluff this up? So yeah, there we go. And then this is another one that the Patreon peeps have voted for. I will be doing this one ASAP, but it will be after. It's not going to be in the navy lookbook, so it's going to be after that one. But I'm doing it in this viscose that my sister-in-law gave me, which is very kind of her. And then, if I have time, I'm going to be attempting this in this. And this is purely and simply because I want to give it a try. I think it's going to look really cute. I have no idea if I'll end up wearing it or not, but I think it's going to be cute. So yeah. So we've got like one, because I really do think the coat's going to end up being December. So we've got 1, 2, repair project, that's 3, sew along, that's 4, quick navy dress, that's 5, and then skirt, that's 6. And I have 3 projects behind you that I'm hoping to get done in November as well. So it is a lot. It is a lot, but hopefully doable. Hopefully doable. We shall see. We shall see. Where did I get you? Asley says to Mim, "Ooh, gonna check that out later." Shan, I was a bit disappointed as well. Thanks for your opinions. No worries. What was I? Oh yeah, the McCall's Butterick and Vogue patterns. Yeah, I just think they've been catering to my taste so much for the last couple of years that the ones that are coming out now are really not to my taste. So it's kind of like, but yeah. Rachel then says, "Ooh, that fruity rayon is gorgeous." It's going to be so cute as that dress. I'm like 90% sure I want to put the piping on because I really like the piping on my turquoise one, which I'm not sure. I did do a review on it. Here we go. Like I do like the piping on the turquoise one, and with the solid buttons as well. I do think that I need a little bit of the piping on the cuffs and on the collar as well, just to add that little bit of extra in. I think yeah, I think the piping just helps kind of bring out the style lines of the dress, because the original one that I made, which I still love and wear, is a little bit like all the hard work of the dress kind of gets lost, if that makes sense. Like it's a really, really nice dress and I do really, really like it. It just, there's a lot of work. I mean, the print on that one doesn't help either, but I do think that a lot of like the specialness of the dress kind of gets lost without the piping detail. So I'm pretty 90% sure that I'm going to do that piping combination with that print. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good. Jojo's here. Afternoon, peeps. Hope you're all well. Late again, but I got a note from my mum. Yay. Sal says, I'll try and find the same thing elsewhere then. Thank you for the info. Yeah, the only way that that kind of stuff is ever going to change is if we stop spending our money with them. Yeah, like voting with your dollars is the only way that like things like that will change. Yeah, there's a whole rant I could go on about there, but I shan't. Sue says, ooh, that is lush. As he says, I made two. One is more like the Vogue 1908 with the collar, and the other one I posted. Nice. Nimoy says hi to Jojo, and Jojo says hi to Nimoy. So Colette says, I'm just adding the binding to my Butterick 4669 View A. I upcycled a pair of jeans to make them. I love the pattern. Check the length for you though. Yes, no, I will. I know, yeah, I have a feeling I'm going to have to lengthen it quite a lot. I also think I'm going to add in a few boning channels, and I'm probably going to just do the zip tie thing. But the few that I've seen, when they put the eyelets in, it really pulls on the eyelets. So I think I'm going to put some boning channels either side of the eyelets just to reinforce them, and then possibly down some of the other seams as well. I don't know. Rachel Lynn says, I love the idea of piping. Ron Rao says the piping is like highlights. It makes your eyes aware of the special details. That's what I think as well. I do think that that is going to be a good idea. Yes. Yes. So, we're planning on doing the knitting and stitching show as well next year. Mum really wants to go to that. Just remembered. So Goldhawk Road meetup. I need to work out when the knitting and stitching show is, because maybe we do Goldhawk Road like on one day, then go to the knitting and stitching show. I think Lady McElroy want me to come and work with them again, which would be awesome. So maybe try and tie in. How would that be for people? Although I do appreciate that that's a lot of shopping for one weekend. What do we think? But yeah, so Goldhawk Road meetup, knitting and stitching show, dressmakers ball, and going to visit my brother in Kuala Lumpur. They're the 4 big occasions that I have next year. Obviously, I've got the KB retreat as well. There is one sewing space left on that. I can squeeze 2 people in if need be, but it would be sharing a twin room. But yeah, there is a space left on the May sewing retreat if anyone is interested. So yeah. Nimoy says, I like the piping. It also helps separate out the print on the various pieces. That's what I think as well. I think the piping is going to be a good idea. I think. I haven't really had a chance to wear that dress because I finished it just as it was getting warmer, and it's definitely to me an autumn winter dress, and I'm now doing my like I can't wear dresses for a month thing, which I'm kind of struggling with. I haven't caved, and I am going to wear my Brains and Beauty dress on Monday like we talked about, so I've got my one caveat for the thing, but yeah, I'm kind of struggling with it. So yeah, I need to, but I think it's just because I'm so used to putting a dress on every day that like having to think about like, oh, does this and this go together? I'm finding a little bit more difficult, but I'll get there. It'll be fun. It'll be fine. And I am wearing clothes that I don't wear very often. Like yesterday, the orange jumper that you saw in the Anna remake video, that's a cashmere jumper that Mum got from Marks and Spencer's, and she'd put it in the wash and I was trying to be helpful, and I put the laundry into the tumble dryer and I shrank it. So it fits me just, it's a little short in the sleeves. But yeah, Mum felt so bad. I was like, I'm so sorry. She's like, no, it's fine. Like, I was trying to be helpful. Like, totally fine. So now I'm just like, don't touch my mother's laundry. So yeah. Whoops. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Yeah, there's no sewing today. No sewing at all. What do you guys think of these two together? Because I know I was going to do the gingham, but the ginghams ended up back in the stash. What do you think of these two together? I think they work. But then, as we've talked about, I think stripes are a neutral. I have to say, I am not a huge fan of straight sleeves. I am not a huge fan of the straight sleeves. And I'm not sure that I would make. I didn't have enough fabric of this to make anything but the straight sleeves. But I have a feeling I'm going to end up wearing these like rolled up, and also I should have made them a little bit longer. I'm probably going to end up, like I say, wearing them rolled up just a little bit more. But I think those two look quite nice together with a tan belt, tan boots, tan bag. Yeah. But I'm glad that I decided to not use the gingham, because I just couldn't get my head around how the gingham should be used. The insides of this is so pretty. I love this fabric. I did have a stripe down there that I could have used instead of the gingham, but yeah, we were talking about it, and gingham definitely for me ended up being spring summer fabric, and it's throwback to school uniforms. So yeah. Natalie says, you're a bad girl. Well, hi. Laurel says, good morning. Saskia says, definitely works. I like the colours together too. Thank you. Lena says, you can plan your outfits in advance, like 5 at a time in the morning, or just pick one that hits the feelings. Yeah, I kind of, I think Nimue said as well that a lot of the stuff that I've made is actually very summery. If it was warmer, I would be having much less of a tough time trying to put together outfits. But because it's winter, I'm actually having a bit more difficulty putting together outfits that I like. I'm getting there. It's going to be fine. I mean, I have enough clothes. But yeah, it's the lack of heat has been a definite consideration. Rachel then says, I like those together. Thank you. Catherine says, has anyone washed boiled wool? I'm making a long cardigan, Simplicity 8377, and haven't pre-washed as the instructions were firmly dry clean only. Cut a bit off, put it in the wash, see what happens. I probably wouldn't, but you never know. Give it a try. If your machine has a wool wash, Natalie's saying boiled wool will shrink and felt further if washed. That was my initial reaction as well. What is going on with my Ash? I think one's just made a bid for freedom. Freedom! Natalie says it's a very 70s vibe. Yes, that's what I was going for. Mim says the stripes and floral work well together. Natalie says don't wash it for the wool. Yeah. Jojo's like thumbs up. Rachel then says all matching accessories, very Bianca. Yes. Yes. No, I'm definitely a matching accessories kind of a girl. I really am. Yeah. Yeah. Catherine says it's the Lamazi wool boucle, actually a wool viscose blend in raspberry. It sounds nice. Laurel says they do work together. Yeah, that was actually some fabric that the neighbour gave us. Like I say, I think the shirt sleeves are a touch too short for me. Technically, I could take the cuff off and move it down a little bit to give myself like an extra 1/2 inch of room. And I'm just wondering if I can be bothered to do that. I will alter the pattern for just a little bit of extra length. But I'm very happy with how it sits over the hips. It is tight over the hips, but it is do-uppable. Natalie said, I've read that one. Jenny says, hi, Sean from Australia. Always love the lives when I go to bed on a Sunday night. Good evening. Catherine says, so spot clean only. Okay, don't spill food on it then. No. Scotch guard? Scotch guard? I don't know. Again, try that on a little square and see how it reacts. Ashley says, our machine has a wool setting, washes with cold water, which I use for my hand knits. Maybe if you have something like that. And Catherine says, don't wash boiled wool. Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe listen to the dry clean only advice and just don't get food on it. Oh, dear. I do have one other fabric that I really want to try and get to in November. Should I get it out and put it in the pile? It's a really quick dress. Catherine says, don't wash boiled wool. Ask me how I know. Oh no, I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't laugh, but yeah. Rotten Rouse says, I think I have 9 yards of a raspberry cotton sateen in my stash, initially meant to be a walking skirt. Sounds very pretty. Asley's got a giggling face. Rachel Lynn says, we want to see the fabric. Alana says, show us the fabric. Matthew says, get it out. Andy says, yes. Catherine says to Rotten Ralph, ooh. Rotten Ralph says, clothes brushes are useful for cleaning wool. Air it out. Air it out. Yeah. Yeah, I've had this dress in mind for a really long time. It's not navy though, which is why I not initially got it out to go in with the navy collection, but it's another border print one. Oh, this is going to be a really unpopular opinion. You know my border print jumpsuit that I spent all that time agonizing over that leg and then recutting and remaking it? I don't like it. I think it might be one of those ones where it's like it's taken so long and it's been in my head for so long and it's not quite come out perfectly how I thought about it. So it might be like if I come back to it later on, then I might like it again. But at the moment, it's going on my fails for the year because I really don't like it. I'm thinking about buying some more of the fabric. But yeah, that's why that video hasn't come out yet. It's because I just really don't like how it came out. So yeah, but border prints, that's where that come from. So this is one that I got from the textile centre quite a while ago, and it's really nice and wide. I've got 5 meters of it. So I was thinking, because I'm trying to talk Lady McElroy into a border print. I've sent them the ideas. We've got a meeting scheduled for December. Sent them the ideas of the fabrics the fabric print that I'm like, this would I would buy this. But they've said historically border prints don't do very well for them. So I'm like, let me prove you wrong. So yeah, this one, and I'm thinking of doing. Let's see if I can find it. So I'm thinking of doing the McCall's 7945 with the updated sleeves from this one, and then I would use like the border print on the sleeves here, and then the darker piece on the cuffs, and then rather than cut the panels for the skirt, I just use the border print and pleat the skirt or gather the skirt into the waistband, but use the border print around the bottom of this one. That's what I'm like, combining those two together. But that's 7 plans, and then I've got, so that's 10 plans for November. But I really love this one. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. But yes, no, Lady McElroy is saying that historically they've not done very well with border prints before. So they're like, because the one I want them to do is a border print. So I've sent them some images of clothes made from border prints, like high street stuff. And then I want to do a couple of videos of like, this is how I would use border prints, and this is why you should make me one. So yeah. Sue says, yes, don't tease, lol. Ashley says, yes, airing out is the best way. Natalie says, as if we'd ever say no to seeing fabric. So Andy says, oh no, it looked lovely. I know it looked nice. It just wasn't what I had in my head. And that fabric was so pretty. I was so convinced it was going to be right, and I don't like it. I don't like it. So I don't think that video is going to come out, to be honest, because I'm just like, I'm not happy with it. You'll see it in the roundup, and like I said, I think it's going to go in my epic fails. Yeah. Bree says that jumpsuit was gorgeous. It suited you so well. Thank you. I think it might be one of those things where, can I take drugs yet? Yes. Drugs. Sorry. No, don't. Far too excited about taking drugs. 2 seconds. Ugh. I did only take 2. One had broken in half. Drugs. Give it 15 minutes, and the edge will come off. It's just, yeah. Okay. Where was I? I was talking about I think it's one of those things that the process of making it wasn't as smooth as I thought it was going to be, and I didn't get the stuff out of it at the end of it that I thought I was going to get. And I just don't think I like it. I think I need to come back to it later on and have a look at it again at another point and just be like, yeah, I'm not going to get rid of it until next, because it's also a very spring summery thing, and I finished it like in time for autumn. So I think I need to just kind of like give it a timeout and come back to it later, kind of thing. Orton Ralph says, if it's smelly, use a spray bottle and fill it with Everclear or vodka and spray it all over the clothes and lay it flat to dry. Interesting. Miriam says, oh no, Sian, but the jumper is so beautiful on you. Thank you. Natalie says, pretty for the fabric. Rachel then says, oh no, poor Sian. Yeah. Sue says, I love the jumpsuit on you. Maybe give it another go in the spring. Yeah. I think it was just the problematic nature. It was a problem child, and I just, yeah, I kind of fell out of love with it when I was making it. So yeah. Rotten Ralph says, sorry, I just moved in order to make coffee. I will post it in the Peeps group. Oh yes, thank you. Thank you. Elena says that fabric is gorgeous. Yes, I really like this. Catherine says, like to Rotten Ralph. And Elena says, about the jumpsuit, it's beautiful, but it's so white it doesn't scream your name. Yeah. I'm thinking I want to buy more of the fabric because I want to finish I've still got my poor lonely bodice, like, just, it's beautifully done and lined and everything, and it's got all upstairs and nothing to put on it. So I'm still wanting to go and buy some fabric so I can finish this off. And I'm wondering if I just buy the fabric again and try again with a different pattern for the jumpsuit, because I like the bodice of it. I think it's the trousers, and those trousers were really kind of like fudged together. So yeah, because the fabric as well is not got the same drape as rayon, and the original trousers from the jumpsuit that I'd copied them from were in rayon. So I just think it's the second time that I've made this mistake. I made a cotton poplin version out of a Liberty Carline pink one, And again, I don't really like it. So yeah. Debbie says border prints look lovely on a square neckline and princess seams where the border goes across the bottom of the neckline. Yes, yes. Sue is laughing. Catherine says lettuce at the border print and Lady M will do very well. Yeah. And they've never had an outside person give them an idea for a fabric design either. So like I said, we've got a meeting in the first week of December. I'm hoping that I can talk them into it. And I've asked for a percentage of sales from the pattern, from the print as well. I'm hoping it would be successful. I think it would be. I think it's, I've shown 2 people. No, I've shown 3 people and they've all said, yes, we would buy that immediately. And it was a really rough kind of like look at it. So I'm really hoping that they go for it. It will be an experiment. So I get it. But yeah. Kylie says, hi, just arrived. I was wondering, could you do a tutorial on washing fabric before using, please? It would be a really short tutorial because I don't do anything special to my fabrics. A lot of people overlock the ends. I don't bother. They do sometimes end up very frayed. Has this one done that? But no, this one's fine. I just bung them in the wash at 30 degrees with the detergent and the fabric softener that I plan on using for washing the garments. I put them in a hot tumble dry if I'm not worried about the fabric. I mean, I've got some Rifle Paper Company rayon back here that said it was dry clean only, and for the longest time it was in my stash and I just didn't do anything with it because it was like dry clean only. I was like, and I cut a 10 centimeter square of it, washed it, tumble dried it, and it's totally fine. So that's really genuinely all I do is just bung them in the wash when they come in. Yeah. Rotten Mouse has posted it for the peeps. Thank you. Jojo says, whoops, you just reminded me that I have forgotten to take my morning meds. No wonder there are owies, lol. Yeah, you can start feeling the pain and it's just like, why? And then you look at the time and you're like, drugs. Sal says, by the way, the reason I wasn't here last week was because I was busy building Lego Optimus Prime. Nice. Catherine says, raspberry bouquet posted in the Peeps group. You guys are going to make me want to buy things, aren't you? I'm supposed to be being good. Ooh, that cotton sateen is pretty. Ooh. Where did you get that from? That's going to make an amazing walking skirt. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. Catherine, the boucle hasn't come up in the Peeps group yet. Yes, it has. There it is. Ooh, that's pretty as well. I like that too. Rotten Rouse says, everyone take your meds, drink some water, stretch your neck. Yes. Suck a button. Sue says, I got some cotton sateen. I'll be making another Ashley dress with it. And the raspberry is lovely, Ralph. Jojo says, also whack the misbehaving jumpsuit to the back of the wardrobe for a bit. I think you've fallen out of love with it because it was a problem to make. Give it a few months, lovey. Yeah, I am going to. Yeah, I do think it's going to end up in my fails for the year though, because I am planning on doing my 5 top makes and 5 utter fails. Have I had any utter fails this year? Well, yes. The navy dress with the stupid sleeves, that's going to be in the fails because I've never worn it. I've not worn it since I made it, and I'm hoping that when I fix it with my navy crinkle, this goes back there, I will then wear it. So it's going to go in the fails and then hopefully into the rescues. Natalie says, oh my gosh, my guy loves Transformers. He really doesn't have any Lego ones, but he collects like a madman. Crazy Real Vintage Swifter says, hi from Wisconsin. I think I've got that right. Don't forget to like the video. It says, don't forget to the video, but I think you mean like. Yes, there's 134 of us and 89 likes. Sal says to Natalie, get him that Lego Prime. He will love it, and it transforms. Ralph says, I got my fabric from Burnley and Trowbridge ages ago. Nice. Saskia says, I just stick my fabric in a laundry bag and wash it as I'm planning to wash the garment. Nice. Kylie says, thank you. Yeah, Kylie, I mean, I really don't do anything special to mine. Like, I know lots of people do, like Saskia's just said, put it in a garment bag or overlock the edges so that it doesn't like really fray and unravel. I've never bothered. I'm terrible. So yeah, I just bung it in. Natalie says, it transforms. I might have to get it for him for Christmas or for myself. Well, get it for him, get it for yourself. Make it in front of him. Do not let him help. I'm mean. I'm so mean. Ralph says, I sew the ends together in a Mobius strip. It refuses to tangle that way. I've seen that a lot. I've never bothered. Elena says, can you consider finishing that bodice with totally different fabric? Start off like you made your semi-naked ladies. Sort of like you made your possibly. I just love that fabric so much, and I do think, because I was going to put a pleated and gathered skirt on the bottom of that bodice, and I do think in that fabric it's going to look so pretty. Like I really think it's going to be worth getting more of it. Looking over here to see if I've got any scraps of it, but I don't. I do think it's going to be worth getting more of it. Sue says, shall I put mine on? Yes. Everyone share all their fabric. Lala says, just got here. How is the shirt coming along? It's going really well. I have sewn 0 seams. It's a beautiful shirt. I will do it today. I'm on season 5 of Chuck. I'm halfway through. What am I going to watch next? Someone suggested Mad Men, and I kind of like the idea of it, but I also, Mad Men really annoyed me. Like, the fashion in it is gorgeous, but it annoyed me because it kind of felt like nothing happened in the episode, and yet I still watched it. I don't know. Maybe. Catherine said there's 10% off all cozy fabrics at Lamazzi this week. Code is Let's Get Cozy. I need to stay away from Lamazzi. I still don't know what I'm going to do with the last fabric I bought from them. I love their fabric selection. They have the best taste. I love them. Oh, the cotton sateen. Sue, that is really pretty. I've seen that before. Yep. Yep. I want it all. Let's see. Sal says, I want to buy another one so I can have one in both truck and robot modes. Lol. That doesn't seem excessive at all. George says, have you seen Outlander? Yes, love Outlander. Ralph says, I might have to get up and grab my cat border print that is a dirndl bound because it's just so lovely. Yes. Sue, I love your fabric. Bree says, any of you peeps entering the wrap dress competition by Dahlia Society and Cloth Edit? I'm not on Instagram, so I won't be. It's got some terrific costumes. Sorry, that was a totally different sentence. Just reading a line of text. I am not going to because none of my plans are for wrap dresses. Actually, that's one thing that I found this year is in my bullet journal, like my Make 9. I'm feeling really pleased with that. Like those 2 are cut out; they're going to be made, and then I'm going to put little photos in this one. But my challenge pages, like I kept finding challenges for the months, and I've done 2. My Make 9's going to be done as well, but kind of like at the end of July, I stopped bothering to look for challenges because I love them and I love seeing other people's interpretations of them, and I like following the hashtags and seeing what's going on. But I don't like participating in them. I don't like the deadlines because deadlines imposed by somebody else I seem to really struggle with. Deadlines imposed by myself I do really well with, but ones from other people, not so much. I need to my little gift page from you guys. I genuinely didn't think I was going to be filling up one of them, and I have nearly one's completely full, and then the other one I'm a quarter of the way through. The other thing I am really enjoying my makes, so I'm color coding it and everything. But the other thing that I won't be transferring over to next year is the kind of like collections, because I've done 2 of them and those have all fallen. Like, as you guys know, like the beginning of this year sucked ass and was just terrible and didn't work out at all how I had planned. And the beginning, my little sticker that I've made for myself at the beginning says, I've decided that this will be a very good year. And then the little page at the end, it has indeed been a very good year. Let's not tempt fate so much next time, shall we? Yeah, I really have enjoyed my planner being set up. I'm sorry, I've just randomly got onto plan. I did say at the beginning that I wanted to work on my planners. Prizes is sewing competition. That's why. Yes, no, I'm not going to be taking part because I haven't got a wrap dress on my sewing plans for the time that we'll be going on. But I will be following because I do enjoy seeing what other people are doing. But yeah, I'm going to be setting up my planner again the similar way to the one that I've done here, because I've really enjoyed it and it's been good and it's been nice. I've liked having it a lot. So George says it's got some terrific costumes in Outlander. It has indeed. The red dress and her wedding dress particularly I very much liked. Laurel says I started overlocking the edges of fabric before washing, and I like that frayed threads don't strangle the fabric and wrinkle it horribly. Yes. Rotten Ralph says to George, yes, Outlander does have some amazing costumes. And he says, nope, I'm not shopping cozy fabrics, honest. Yeah. Catherine says the purple velvet is also up, also not pre-washed. Yeah, I wouldn't wash the velvet. I would have that as dry clean only. Ooh. Velvet with silk lining. Oh, that's gonna be pretty. That's gonna be pretty. Very pretty. Guys, gotta stop showing me pretty fabrics. Rachel Lynn says, Brie, I have the fabric and the cashmerette Rose Claire printed out. I wanted to make it this month and haven't had much sojo. Yeah, I think if challenges work for you in that way, then they are inspirational, and I really like the idea of them. I just don't. For just some reason in my head, they never quite get around to getting done on time. So, yeah. Sue says I got it on sale in Chichester. It is very pretty. Saskia says I'm watching some X-Files later. 'Tis the season. Nice. I can't watch the X-Files. They freak me out. What now says I'm not permitted to buy more fabric unless I finish at least one garment in my plans. Good plan. Sue says wherever you go, research fabric shops. Thank you, Sean. Yeah. Fabric is the best souvenir. Fabric is definitely the best souvenir. And then it says, what you will watch after Chuck. Maybe Librarians, TV series, not movies, even though they're related. I hadn't heard of that one. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. What am I going to watch after Chuck? I might go on a nostalgia movie marathon. So like Labyrinth, The Princess Bride, Emperor's New Groove, that kind of thing. Not sure yet. Bree says, good luck to Rachel Lynn. The prizes look great. They do indeed. Natalie says, I never finish challenges on time. I gave up trying them and also don't end up liking what I've sewn. Yeah, I think that's my problem as well, is that I'm just not very good at like doing them on time. I do find that they spark ideas. So I like the ideas behind them, but I end up not getting them done on the deadline whatsoever. Sal says, just finished listening to Gulliver's Travels on Audible. It was a great, but wow, did his travels give him warlike PTSD? Took him a year to eat dinner at a table with his wife. Yeah, you told me they mentioned the Isle of Wight as well. We Rate Dogs had a dog on their. Here we go. They had a puppy, and he is at the model village in Shanklin in God's Hill, and it's so cute because it's one of my favorite accounts on Instagram, and also like it's in my on my island. So yeah, that made me smile a lot. I like We Rate Dogs. Oh, here we go. I'll read you the caption. So like We Rate Dogs is a Twitter account that got started, if you guys don't know, and basically you send in your photo of your dog and the guy will rate the dog for you, and it's usually around a 12 out of 10, sometimes a 13. There's only been a few 15 out of 10s, a few 14s as well. But every now and again people are very silly and don't send in photos of dogs like this one. This is a tiny kangaroo going through a goth phase, so he gets very upset and he's like, please remember that they only rate dogs. It's still 12 out of 10. But yeah, it really makes me giggle. It's like, tiny kangaroo in goth phase. There was one that was it's a Alsatian, like really running really fast, and it's mid-stride. And he's like, we only rate dogs. This is clearly an Iraqi speed camel, speed kangaroo. Please only send dogs. We'll get very annoyed with you. And then people send in photos of like their dog blending into a rug, and they're like, please don't send photos of carpets. We only rate dogs. 12 out of 10. If you don't follow We Rate Dogs, you really should, because it is just brilliant. It really is brilliant. It just makes me giggle every single time. So yeah. 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 Rachel Lynn says, I actually have a make for the Sew Upcycle 2022 to put up on the 31st. And Shan, I think your zombie dress would fit that challenge. Oh, it would, wouldn't it? I accidentally completed a challenge. I need to put it in my book and tick it off. Debbie's here. Hi, all. A bit late today. Hello, Debbie. How are you? Rotten Ralph says, more fabric in Peeps group. Oh, dear. Kitten is interrupting the photo shoot. The Emperor's New Groove is always a good idea. Yes, it is. Ooh, Jane, that's going to be pretty. Ooh, that's going to be very pretty. I like that. Oh, that kitty fabric is gorgeous. I like it. I like it with the dark one, that one. I like both. Can you use both? All of the fabrics? With the fabrics? Nimue says, most of the time I have sewing plans already and fitting a challenge complete throws off my stride. I'd need more warning most times. Yeah, exactly. I think that's my problem as well. Just like, I want to do the thing, but it doesn't fit in with the thing. Rachel Lynn says, do you read Jim Butcher? His son just came out with a book. I'm liking it a lot. You also like The Librarians. It's right up your alley. I've never heard of them, but I shall have to check that out. Rotten Ralph says to Rachel Lynn, oh, really? I love Jim's work. I'll have to have a look. Sue says, I better get dressed. Thanks for the chat. See you soon. Thank you for joining us, Sue. Debbie says, oh, cute. Rotten Ralph says, bye to Sue. Carol says, knitting and stitching show starts on the 17th of November this year. Nice. That's the Harrogate one, isn't it? We're going to the London Islington one next year. Can't go to Harrogate. It's too far away, which is sad. Rachel Lynn says, his son James J. Butcher, Dead Man's Hand. Yeah, I shall check it out. Cupid says, morning, Sean and Peeps from Manitoba. My name is Tracy and I'm a long-time watcher, but have just made a channel solely so I can make comments. I love your channel and you inspire me greatly. Oh, thank you so much, Tracy. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Rob Ralph says, thank you to Rachel Lynn. Laurel says, do you follow Cats Being Weird, Little Guys? It's hilarious. I hadn't. No. Do I need to check that out? Cats Being Weird. Kids. Okay. Oh. Oh, look. Kitty Pancake. How is that comfortable? Mind you, some of the positions Gianna gets into, it's like, what are you doing? Yeah, this we were talking about this last time. Trapped under a cat. Can't move until the kitty moves. That is the rule. Although I Gianna, when she's sitting on my lap, I give her treats to get off my lap, and I'm wondering if that's why she now sits on my lap at every opportunity. Sal says, one hilarious thing in Gulliver's Travels is the tiny people having wars over different heights of heels and shoes. Which one is correct? Well, yeah, I remember that. Bree says hello to Tracy. Tracy says, Cupid is my dog's name in the picture. She is a purebred Malamute. Is that the John Wick, Halle Berry type dogs? I think it is, isn't it? Rock Ralph says the lighter fabric is probably going to be a shirt to wear under or a fluffy ruffle for the skirt. I have 6 yards of the kitty fabric and 3 each of the other 2. My goal is options. And Rock Ralph says that looks like my Jane. Oh, so cute. So cute. I've been waffling at you for like 2 hours and 40 minutes, and all I've done is waffle and show you fabric. Oh dear. Caroline says, nope, John Wick Halle Berry is Malinois like Serdan. Malamutes are big husky types. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. I knew the name. The picture that I can see is like he's big. So I couldn't actually see the picture. Oh, so cute. Rock Ralph says, originally I was intending to make a Japanese Lolita jumper skirt. I'm happy for waffles. Oh, the kitty, whatever you do with the kitty fabric is going to be really cute. Oh, I think I need one of those hot pads again. But yes, no, this has been fun. I really do need to start making this shirt though. 0 shirt sewing has happened. Zero sewing. Do you guys think I should try and put this in with my November plans then? Do you think that's too big for a sleeve? Is that too big? print for the sleeve, especially the sleeve that I want to do. Maybe I need to do like a smaller cuff with that on the cuff. Yeah, maybe I need to do a cuff from this rather than because this is actually quite a large thing for those sleeves. So maybe if I do the sleeve, still like a big sleeve, but then have that as the cut, like that as the width of the cuff. I think that might be a better idea, mightn't it? We think that might be a better idea. Rachel says, do it. The fabric is gorgeous. Yeah. And it has been, I've known it, I wanted it to be this dress for a very long time. Yeah, I think. Sal says, you think we are here for sewing? Don't be ridiculous. We're here for the waffle. It's a really good job. Oh, somebody's just said shoes. Laurel, I haven't even read what... Laurel, I literally saw the word shoes and it made me think of American Duchess, and I've just read what you've written. Ooh, have you seen the American Duchess new pre-order for flapper style shoes? So gorgeous. And I was just about to say, oh my god, I don't know what you're talking about, Laurel, shoes wise, but have you seen American Duchess? The teal and copper ones. Oh my god. Oh my actual goodness. I need these. I mean, all of the color options that they put out for those ones, I need. But I think I might need to. Actually, no, I was going to say to like everyone this year, like, let's not do Christmas presents because just like everything has gone so crazy for cost of living in the UK. Let's just send each other cards and happy thoughts. Because mum and dad, I might try. I've got an idea for mum's calendar. Finally. I've already got dad's calendar, which I think you're going to enjoy. Then none of them are chocolate because they can't have chocolate anymore because we're doing keto. But yeah, how much are those shoes? Because they're 100 and they've got 10% off at the moment, so it's $170. How much is that? How much is that? It's £146. It's a lot of money. And I'm supposed to be saving up for an iPad because I think the iPad is actually going to be a really good addition to the channel because they're doing keto. I should have said Brie. Yeah, they're doing keto. I keep dabbling. I really ought to get back into it because I do want to lose another 8 pounds. But yes. Anyway, sorry. So my plan is over the next 2 months is to save up to get the iPad because I want to Procreate. I think the 5 patterns from one 5 pieces from one pattern video, I think I would be able to manipulate the line drawings and kind of like show what I was going to be doing with those kinds of things. So I have priced up the iPad that I want. If money was unlimited, I'd be getting the iPad Pro, like the top of everything, but it's not. So I've priced up the iPad I want with the screen that with the keyboard that also is the cover, the pen, and the earbuds. The earbuds are going to be really useful because Mum and I cannot agree on what to watch or listen to in the sewing room, so we don't end up listening to anything, which is fine. But like, I want to watch TV down here, but it's really annoying for her because she can't see it. The TV in here is broken, so I need to get a new TV. But yeah, the iPad. You're all saying get the iPad first. Yes, the iPad is what I am saving up for, and I should be able to get that in January with the way things are going. So spending £150 on a pair of shoes. As lovely as they are, and they are lovely. No, I need to behave. I need to, like, the iPad is going to be better for the channel. And yes. But that is so funny, Laurel. That's so funny. Rotten Ralph says hot pads are good. Hot rice bags are just as easy. Just take a tube sock, put uncooked rice inside, heat, microwave, and wrap it in a towel. Yeah, like I said, Nimue has made me a rice bag that goes into a kitty that you're meant to cuddle. But I think I might go and get those. Then we've had the shoe thing. Elena says you can always add some random projects and plans during the month. This is true. Laurel's laughing at me. Yep, those are the ones I covet. They are gorgeous. Catherine says they are gorgeous shoes, but I'm not going to risk buying any more American Duchess shoes until the ones on pre-order arrive so I can see how they fit. Yeah, I really want the Marilyn pumps as well. And then there's the Antoinette white one. Oh, again, I'd make a really good rich person. Maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I would spend all of my money. I might have won the lottery. I haven't checked yet. Rachel Lynn says those teal and copper shoes are to die for, aren't they? They're so gorgeous. There's 10% sale at the moment. So, like, it's as nice as it would be to buy them now. The iPad is definitely a more practical purchase, believe it or not. Practical. I mean, all the stuff that I want to do, on the iPad is doable in other programs. It's just way more difficult, and I'd have to learn the other programs. Procreate seems very intuitive from what I've watched. I've been doing some research, so I think the iPad comes first. Bree says we're doing keto, haha, buttons anyway. Yeah, no, it's mum and dad that are doing keto, so they really can't have chocolate, but I can. Ow. Rachel Lynn says my husband just joined the Peeps group. It's kind of amusing. Have I approved him? Oh, is he the one that said that you should get the lizard? Is he the one that said you should get the lizard? Is it Mark? Is it Mark? Get the lizard pencil sharpener. Sorry, for those of you that didn't see it earlier. How awesome is that? Yes. Catherine says, but they end up at 180 because you have to pay the VAT. Yeah. Rotten Ralph says to Catherine, American Duchess is quite helpful with switching sizes, even on pre-order. Laurel says, I spent too much time yesterday perusing fabric online to see if I could find something that goes with those shoes. That's my problem as well. As beautiful as they are, I don't have anything in my wardrobe that goes with them. So, like, there's Irregular Choice as well. They've just released their Christmas shoes, and oh my goodness, I want all of them, but they just don't go with my like my, because I wear so many prints. Like, yeah, it's just no. Catherine says get the iPad. Rotten Ralph says iPad first. Bree says Apple sponsorship, please. Oh my god, I wish that would be so cool. Yeah, no, I'm trying, underlining the trying part there. I'm trying to be more sensible with my spending. Because, like I say, you know, like I don't want to live in mum and dad's spare room forever. There were other plans in place, but obviously now I'm single again, so they have kind of gone out the window. So there is, like, things have changed and stuff like that. So yeah, yeah, I will get there eventually. It will be good. It will be fine. But yes. Catherine says to Rotten Ralph, yes, but I need to get my first pair in before anymore so I can see how they size, because we all know the shoe brands are different. Yes. Olivia says, I ordered my iPad from QVC and can do interest-free payments. Ooh, interesting. Mind you, we did try and do that last year with a new phone, and because of mum and dad's age, they were like, no, you can't do that. And my credit rating is in the toilet. So yeah, they definitely wouldn't let me do that. But no, I can save up for 2 months and pay for it in 2 months. So, yeah. Although they have just released the new iPad, so I need to price that one up because I think it's a little bit more expensive. We shall see. We shall see. Jojo says, I'll buy the shoes and you can drool over mine. Yes, yes, that's a good idea, Jojo. You do that. Rock Ralph says, always forget that other people live elsewhere. All shoe brands are different because standard size is a myth. Yeah, I'm sorry. Rachel Lynn says, it is Mark. Ah, yes. 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 Historically Fashion says, wait until the pre-order is over. In the grand scheme of things, it's only $10. I'd say this is someone with 10 pairs of American Duchess shoes. Yeah. I know it's going to be a slippery slope. Like, I'm going to start and I'm going to be like, oh my God, I need more. Rachel then says, when you get Procreate, Brooks Eggleston has a bunch of really good tutorials. Awesome, thank you. Rotten Ralph says, historically fashioned, I have 5. My last pre-order, I bought 2 pairs and they were so very much the wrong size. Oh no. Nimue says, I'm so happy that the memory shoes turned out perfect for my feet. It makes me less sad that American Duchess is such a hassle to get here, pretty as they are. Ah, yeah, I like memory as well. I haven't got any of theirs either. Catherine says, sometimes when they release the new iPad, the previous one goes down in price and probably has everything you need. Yes. I need to get over my, like, oh God, I need the newest thing. Like, when I worked at Playboy and had a lot of disposable income, I was an early adopter for all things. And I cannot do that anymore. So I still have my little iPhone 10. And it's working perfectly. So, yes. Historically Fashion says, oh no, to Rotten Ralph, I've never had a size issue with them. Livia says, QVC doesn't do credit check in America and they have the new iPad Pro. It's usually a 5 payment deal. I only need to save up for 2 months. You're going to make me check though now, aren't you? Rotten Ralph says, to Historically Fashioned, I ordered the wrong size. It was a me problem. Historically Fashion says, I love memory boots, so comfy. Nice. I love Miss Elfire shoes. I'm so sad that they're closed. They said that might not be forever, but I'm so sad that they're closed. No, I don't want to. I can't put 2 on my mouth. They hurt. You guys are awesome. You let me waffle about fabric and shoes and tech. Olivia says you should check. Stop it. Rockmouse says, I love my Londoners. I really want the Bernadettes as well. They're gorgeous. Catherine says, Amazon also sometimes do a 5 payment deal, but they can be nasty about credit ratings. Yeah, no, I only have to wait for 2 months. I have to save up for 2 months, and I can do that. I can do that. So, yeah, and my Lily Silk advert that's coming up is going to help go towards that as well. So, yeah, I only have to wait for 2 months. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Laura says, I have a pair of American Duchess Mays and I wore them to a professional conference and my feet didn't hurt at all afterwards. Highly recommend. Yeah, I bought the new Joe Brown's boots, the mulberry coloured ones that I was telling you about. Let's see. Joe Brown's boots. These ones, Stevie vintage boots, and I have them. I have this style. I have it in a kind of khaki green and the turquoise color, and I've now got the burgundy ones. And these things are unbelievably comfortable. Like, I can wear these all day and not be in pain. Like, I can walk around in them, and they go so well with the mulberry cobra corsage. I really like Joe Brown shoes. I'm sad that they're not leather, that they're microfiber suede, these ones, and then the other ones are, you know, plastic leather, so PU, but they are very, very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. My khaki green ones I did have a slight issue with because they the sole in them kind of came unstuck and then started rucking up. So I need to take those to the cobblers to get them to take the sole out and stick it back down again. But they are so comfortable. So comfortable. Rottnell says, I have the Bernadettes as well. Blue and black. Londoners are a cherry. Oh, you guys are giving me shoe envy. Rachel then says, it's like having friends from all over the world that we get to talk to every Sunday. I know. It's exactly like that. Olivia says, I'm glad you're taking your meds. Yes. The chocolate is helping. Inway says, my friend bought the Bernadettes. They are gorgeous. Historically Fashion says, were you able to exchange them, Rotten Ralph? And Rotten Ralph says, exchange was no problem. Nice. Sal says, it's funny that I am so old that we didn't even have a mobile cell phones in high school, but now my kids have them and tablets are required. Wow. Yeah, no, I didn't either. You're not that old, Sal. I'm older than you. Shush. Shush. Oh gosh, the Raymond Lady McElroy. The last time we went, it was his birthday, so we bought him a cake. We bought him a cake and a card. But he was like, oh my god, I'm 41, I feel so old. It's like the three of us looked at him and we're like, shush, you're the youngest one here, behave yourself. Mim says, do anybody know Air Step 98? I have a lot of them. So comfortable, and I have their high heels with the plateau, so in love. Ooh, nice. Haven't heard of them though. Catherine says, I got the red black limited edition Bernadette's coming. Oh, nice. Historically Fashion says those boots are gorgeous. They are nice. Nimoy says, I couldn't break in my memory pumps because I messed up with my ankle. Still wore them for 11 hours to a wedding and had no issue, and have a ridiculously sensitive skin on my feet. It's amazing how that vintage style heel that is directly under your foot makes such a difference. So yeah. Olivia says, boots. Just got a new pair of cowboy boots. Some of the most comfortable boots. Nice. I used to live on the King's Road in London, and there was a shop called R Souls, which only sold cowboy boots. And yeah, they were gorgeous. They were very expensive, but I would have loved a pair of their cowboy boots. Kylie says, Sal to Sal, when I was in high school, computers and mobile phones didn't exist. Now, I remember we had a couple of computers, and they were they were really old. And you had to book time on them, and you had to be supervised so you didn't make a mess. So yeah. Caroline says, and I'm older than you. Yeah. Ralph says, I have Manhattan in black and grey, Keckley in red, and Emma in green. It's dangerous. Yes. Yes. Olivia says, and I'm older than all y'all. Catherine says, it's more elegant shape too, rather than the modern chunky nightmares. Yeah. Historically Fashion said, yeah, even their 3-inch are completely comfortable because of where the heel is. Rotten Ralph says, we had pages when I graduated. I didn't get my first mobile phone until 2001. No, did I have one in 99? It was a Nokia 6110. And it had a strawberry phone case on it and a vibrating battery. You had to buy the vibrating battery separately. Yeah, had Snake on it. Olivia says, yes, cowboy boots are expensive, but they last and are so comfortable. Yeah. I would have liked to have bought a pair from Arseholes. Just so I could have said I bought a pair from Arseholes. Rotten Ralph says, my first mobile was in 2001 or 2000. Catherine says, I had the Nokia 101. Jojo says, okay, stop all of you. I'm tempted to go shoe shopping, and if I buy any more, divorce will be on the cards. Yeah. Those American Duchess shoes are severely tempting me. Severely tempting me. I want them. I want them a lot. They are very pretty. Very pretty. Rachel then says, I have to get going. We're having a small Halloween party and I need to get candy. Nice. Enjoy. Enjoy. We've been waffling for 3 hours and I've kind of like run out of things to waffle at you about. I think I've decided to put this into the November plans stash. Because I really do think that dress is going to be pretty. And it's been on my mind to make. I've had that fabric for years. It's been on my mind to make it for years. Like now that I've perfected my shirt as well, I think this goldfish fabric, I'm hoping I'm going to have enough to make the goldfish fabric into that this shirt, the striped shirt. Yeah. I want to make all the things. But actually sitting here and just chatting and not making any of the things is not getting the things made, is it? Olivia says, I remember having a paper. Oh, we never really, did we ever have papers to look at? Yeah, we did. Rotten Ralph says November plans is good. I think, yeah, I think that's like, I don't think the coat is going to get put into that one, to be honest. I think the coat is going to be like December. But the rest of those I think is good. And I think it's achievable. Catherine says, completely random. Do people sew with or without shoes? I'm a without shoe sewist. You have to have the fluffy balls. Yeah. Slippers. Oh, the drugs have worked. The drugs have kicked in. Oh. Olivia says, I sew with shoes on. Rotten Ralph says, Catherine, depends on the situation, mostly without shoes. Pager. I never had a pager. Yeah, you did write pager before as well. I just read it as paper. Oh dear. I had a paper round. That was one of my first jobs. Yeah, words are clearly hard. Rotten Ralph says, my brother was a paper boy. Slippers. Good. I hope you can rest. JJ says barefoot and pedal to the metal. Debbie says barefoot for me too. Nimue says I sew in my socks. I have an extra warm sock at hand for colder days. Yeah, no, me ballet flats or my fluffy ball slippers because I like those. They make me giggle. Kylie says we had a word processor that you could type one sentence at a time on a little screen before typing on the paper. Wow. Sal says the foot fetish people would love the section of the stream. Natalie says my new machine has a weird pedal compared to my old one, and now I have to sew in socks. Interesting. I'm gonna call it a day. Thank you for letting me hang out and waffle and whine at you earlier. It was very kind of you to listen. Fingers crossed tomorrow goes well for the pain clinic. We shall see. I will report back. Sorry, there was absolutely no sewing done. I have decided on the buttons. I've got little ones for the cuffs and then big square ones for the body of the shirt. Yes. So thank you for hanging out with me. I'm hoping that there's going to be 2 waffles this week. I've been filming waffly bits, so there should at least be a Tuesday waffle. But I'm hoping there's going to be 2 waffles. There's going to be my October lookbook on Friday, my November plans on Saturday, which you've all just seen. And then I'm going to hopefully also film the 5 pieces from one pattern video. And I'm hoping that's going to go up early on Patreon for an early access video for Patreon. I've also got to film the 1 take waffle for Patreon, but I'm going to do that after I've come back from the pain clinic tomorrow. So fingers crossed that I've got something to update the Patreon peeps on. And then this week, like I say, I plan on finishing off the pile of projects that are next to you. So the Sorrento jacket, the Myosotis dress, and the cardamom. I don't think any of, like the Sorrento jacket, I think is going to take me a couple of days just because of the patches. But I don't think the other two should take me too long. I think I should be able to get both of them done in a day. And we'll see. That's the plan. I did film things to think about before you start your next project video, but I want to refilm it because I kind of waffled on them tangents a little bit more than I intended to. So I think I need to plan a bit better for that video, but that one's planning to be coming up. What else have I got planned for November? I like saying it out loud, so it's kind of gives me like some impetus to actually get them done. November. Oh, and I went for poppies for November. Wait for puppies. So I really like how this one's turned out. But what have I got actually scheduled? What have I got penciled in? Right. So October makes, November plans, denim jacket, fixing the sleeves, the Lily Silk styling video, my month with no dresses, the Vogue 9076 sew along, and the Halston skirt. That is the plan for this month coming up. I think that should be doable. I think. We shall see. Where did I get to with the chat? Olivia says, have a great day, everyone. Jane says, sock sewer, getting used to the Janome HD9 industrial, had to go back. Good luck with the clinic. Thank you. Laurel says, good luck tomorrow. Hope they appreciate the zombie dress. Thank you. Olivia says, good luck tomorrow, Sean. Thank you. Sal says, good night, Sean and Peeps from Oz. Good night, Sal. Caroline says, lots of hope for tomorrow. Have a good week, Peeps. Thank you, you too. Natalie says, thanks for hanging out, even though you don't feel well, Sean. Oh, it's been very nice and a good distraction, so thank you for hanging out with me. Debbie says, have a good day. Feel better. Thank you. Andy says, it's been lovely catching up with you. Nice to see you too, Andy. And don't forget to go and sign up to Andy's channel if you haven't already, so Andy sews. Mim says, good luck for tomorrow, Sean. Thank you. Jojo says, it's been fab. Thanks for smashing Hangout all. Thank you for joining us, Jojo. Nimoy says, thank you for all the company. Good luck tomorrow, Sean. Thank you. Elena says, thank you for the hangout. Hopefully you will feel better soon. See you soon. Thank you. Bree says, thanks for the hangout. Feel better fast and good luck tomorrow. Hope you get some answers and action plan. Thank you. Rotten Ralph says, I'm refolding fabric and doing some laundry. It's clean but not folded yet. Nice. Jojo says, don't forget to like before you go, folks. Yes, thank you. Rotten Ralph says, everyone have a good day, weekend, etc. Box 3D says, I hope all goes well tomorrow. Bye bye, Peeps. Thank you. Diana says, thank you for keeping me company and distraction. Thank you for joining us, Diana. And now I'm going to try and end it all gracefully, and I hopefully will see you for all the videos I mentioned later this week. We shall see. But thank you for joining me today. It's been lovely to hang out with all of you. Bye.